up, dude?
Hello, Senor Jack.
Hello. Now I think about it, I don't think I've ever been a co-caster. I've had one, like, several times, but I've always been at the controls.
No, I'm at the helm today. We've got some new stuff going on. I think you'll enjoy it.
Very exciting. I hear the hype music already.
Oh yeah, got that rolling.
Yes, we're live, so I'll try not to flame too much.
You're free. Just
Oh, in that case, Trevor isn't. No.
Oh, he's got his own stream up. We're good. He's not even watching
Gotcha.
this. If you want to log on the league and watch that way, you can. If not, I'm good with.
No, I'll leave you at the controls. You're a professional.
I like to pretend I am. Got a few more minutes. So looks like I'm gonna have to play another song after this one. Get everyone hyped.
Blue Metal was kind enough to give me a it was like a Riot playlist or something
Oh, okay.
that has like this. I think it's called. I mean, I can link it to you if you want, but it's just like this chill, like creator-friendly vibes playlist that's like an hour and a half long.
Okay.
That I just have playing during champ select and stuff, and it's actually chill enough that half the time I forget to turn it off when the game starts.
Yeah, no one actually needs to hear the game. That's the nice thing.
Well, no one in chat complains about it either, so.
Right, and then it's like, oh crap.
You know, and they keep it low enough that, or I keep it low enough that, like, honestly, you might not even like actively notice it if you're not thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something nice to have something other than dead space while we're waiting for the teams to actually be ready.
Yeah. Richie would like to know what he's supposed to complain about in chat. Since he just joined, he missed your. Mainly, it was about the music, the lo-fi beats.
Oh, they don't complain. I was telling people that I was saying that people don't complain when I forget to turn the music off when I'm streaming during the game. Half the time I just leave the music playing during the game and totally forget about it.
Oh, no.
Nobody says nothing. I only noticed like 20 minutes in. I'm like, oh, that's been going the whole time.
All right.
It's actually nice to see the teams showing up
On time.
on time for the game and having the draft link ready to go.
Yeah.
Past few streams I've done, it's like people don't even start showing up until like 5 minutes after go time.
Until it's way too late.
I don't remember which series it was. It was like 2 or 3 streams ago, but it legit took us like 45 minutes to actually get going. Was that the one you guys played in? Versus BW? I actually don't remember.
It might have.
It might have been.
What?
All I know is I'm really glad I had that music video or that music playlist going because that was a very long 45 minutes.
Why can I not type in here? This is weird. Sorry, I'm trying to change a color thing and it won't let me.
That was 1IQ versus BW. Okay, so it wasn't you. BW was involved. Dude, BW scared me, bro, when we played them last week. Like, yeah, they brought the heat in that series.
They're pretty good. Although I have to say I didn't watch both series.
That was the one worth watching. All the rest of the series were stomps, but BW versus 2 was a 3+ hour banger series.
Yeah, that's. I definitely fell asleep during that one. Not because of
It was late.
Yeah.
It was very late. You were a East Coaster, I believe. So.
Yes. Do we get a new spectator link? I hope not. I am so like whenever this game got bumped up to 7 or 6, whatever time, I was cool with
Mm.
that. But I'm like, I wanted to cast the one on Thursday, but I'm like, I'll be asleep.
Yeah, no, we scheduling was difficult. So like 8:30 or 9:30 CST was
Hmm.
on Thursday. It was like the only time we could make work for everybody.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yep. I blame Ree 100%. Well, Ree's team, he's just the captain, so he gets to take all the blame.
Right. As one should. That's the whole point of being captain.
Mm-hmm. Ree, he says he's going to be asleep for the Thursday series too. That's funny. That explains how his performance last time we played. Felt like he was asleep that series too.
Yeah, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. All right. So as we get this game rolling, I know we've still got a while for draft because Bromstein is apparently deafened in their Discord channel.
Perfect.
So I kind of just want to introduce the teams. We got number 1 seed PSR, led by my back is sore, aka Trevor. And they're going up against number 5 seed ABW with their MPEX as their captain. He's played where mid or no, he's just played jungle and ADC a little bit of support this season. Not jungle though. He's definitely their main carry, I'd have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side, I don't know who their main carry is. Are we gonna say it's Trevor? We're gonna say it's Zesty. Gonna say it's Briar's cute feet. What are you thinking, Senor Jack?
Um, just based on what I've seen from them, they don't have a lot, or PSR doesn't have a lot of points invested in their bot lane, but they still get really good results. They tend to just pick stuff that can AFK wave clear really safely and
Mm-hmm.
easily, and that's really important because they like to go their 5 TP shenanigans, and so they're obviously weaker in lane because of that. But if you can't ever fight them, then they totally get away with it, and that's worked against a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So, and both teams had very dominant performances in their series last week. Both 2-0 sweeps, all 4 games, really not very competitive. Um, so both teams coming out looking very strong last week, and we'll see who looks stronger this week. And very short turnaround for Team PSR, especially. They only played 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I think that
although I,
usually helps just like stay fresh, especially for a team that only plays during beer league.
oh yeah, well
And
that and it probably works in their favor too because PSR loves the chaos. So having less prep time for everyone involved probably benefits them.
that is true. And with that, we're into the draft. PSR is on red side. That's what they chose. ABW can be on that blue side, banning out Trevor's Kazakhs. And PSR responds back by banning out Skarner, the most annoying champ in Season 10 Beer League. I'd have to say. And Seraphine ban, that was a PSR special the other night, I believe, in their bot lane. Mumu ban coming in as well. Take Sawdude off of that. I mean, he's just clearly the best jungler in this matchup, so PSR is trying to ban him out. They don't want him to give Trevor any problems. And Sivir ban. So like you said, Jack, I mean, Sivir, Seraphine, pretty easy. Just wave clear ADCs down the bot lane. Could make it pretty easy.
True. And yeah, very heavy jungle focus for the bans for PSR, which I find very interesting. And Sawdude has performed very admirably this season, but he is, I believe, a 1-point player, right? So
He is a 1-point player. Um, he's probably going to pick Kane on blue 2 or blue 3 just because that's his main backup jungle. But we will have MPEX playing Jinx this game.
mm.
And as expected, another pretty decent wave clear ADC. Coming in for Briar's cute feet. Misfortune. Oh, Caitlyn. This
Yeah,
this this is
I
interesting to
think
me.
honestly, I think with how strong Caitlyn is right now, I think if you can play it, it needs to be like the go-to pick for ADC.
Mm-hmm.
Like every Caitlyn game I see, that champ just goes crazy. I mean, there's a reason I spammed it last season when I played ADC. Like I'm not skilled enough to play a real AD carry. I was playing Caitlyn.
Right. I'm just not sure if I've seen Briar's Cute Feet play it before.
That's true. It is a
Like
definitely a different
that's
style for them. They usually are playing like the Sivir or the Seraphine or stuff like that. So
right.
I wouldn't exactly call Caitlyn a weaker laner or unsafe laner or anything, but
Of course not.
you'll have to actually like auto minions.
Mm-hmm. Right. You have to auto minions. You have to be ready to fight a little bit because it looks like they're going to pair this up with Maokai and the bot lane. So that's pretty easy trap lay down.
Definitely. Just
And
gotta be quick about it. Yep.
and it looks like it's going to be really bad Zed in the mid lane for ABW playing Yone, the pretty horrible champion that not many people can win with.
I mean, I think to anyone who watched the one IQ versus Roar series last
Hmm.
week, I think that kind of showed that blind picking Yone early, it does have risks. You know,
It
I don't, I don't,
it
I
does
don't
have
know if Rowdy
risks.
fan, I don't know if Rowdy fan plays Wukong. Maybe he should.
I'm not expecting Wukong. He was playing some Vladimir and some Garen as well.
There you go.
So we'll see. But I mean, there's the Kane pick that we were predicting, which means Jojo should be playing something AP in the top lane like Mordekaiser, unless he's going to be moved down to support. Richie, I'm pretty sure I'm like half of those losses, if not all of them, on Yon. Zesty Queso, bringing out the Alawi. There's some chat in the Beer League Discord earlier today. Not sure if you saw it or not. Asking for Alawi to be left open.
Well, that's a foolish idea.
Yeah. And it seems like Trevor was listening to me whenever I said ABW should play like Mordekaiser top because that's the first ban for them. And a team of some more AP. And then Trevor's going to be
Yeah.
targeted with Diana and who else? Nocturne? I don't know. Nidalee still up and available.
That is true. I will say that PSR does have a habit of being memers. So when they have a game to lose, they may not be drafting the most seriously.
That is true. And usually it is game one where they're like
Yep.
more willing to let it go, but I'm not sure with this being
A playoff series, yeah.
semifinals. Yeah,
Yeah. I know they played uh was it Fearless Draft all the way through the entire
they
season
did.
last season, so they did not care at all. They played it in the finals, which honestly probably worked in their favor in a lot of ways because it was like impossible to draft plan for them because you never knew what the hell they were going to pick.
Right, because since it was just like their own idea, they could obviously stop,
Yeah,
the fearless
exactly.
draft at any moment.
That
Uh,
was a debate we were having when trying to draft plan for them. It's like yeah, we could play around the idea that they're going to keep doing it, but they
mhm.
could just not do it at any time,
Right.
you know. And they never really did as far as I'm aware, but I think that's because they didn't really have to.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think so. I think only like their ADC didn't go whatchamacallit, like full fearless all the time, but that's not even that big of a
yeah,
deal.
yeah, Puff Buffer, I believe, the
Yeah,
Mundo guy.
yeah. Puff buffer, buff
Everyone, the
puffers,
yes,
butt
one of the
sniffer,
buffers.
something. Yeah. Ooh, rise top for
Look at him.
JWM. I'm pretty sure this. All right.
I do like that against an Alawi, but how well that will hold up once the grouping starts remains to be seen. I will say our series against ABW has given me a renewed disdain for Malzahar because it's just so hard to like team fight against that with the ever-present threat of him just pressing a R on you. You know?
Yes. No, I agree. If teams played Malzahar, that was usually one of our bans, just because we're a team that likes to fully engage, and
Hmm.
Malzahar can kind of stop your team from doing that.
You know, actually, I don't think it's as bad in that situation because there's enough threats that even if one of
Mm.
them gets ulted, the others are still doing stuff. It's when you
Well,
have like one person that wants to go in, and then you have like a short-ranged AD carry that wants to help, but like
right.
is terrified of being mouse ulted. Like that's what happened to us in game one versus ABW. It's like we had Corky, and Corky's OP and great, but like he's afraid to walk up too far and
Hmm.
actually participate fully in the team fight because Malhar's just sitting there, but like, come on closer, bro, come on, come
Right.
on over here, you know.
Yeah. And I guess that was one of the issues that we had for KGB, because like we had Pyro, so he's usually the one like that wants to go in um, before everyone else,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really difficult to outplay a Malzahar R.
Yeah, especially because he's not playing like tanky champs want to go in
No,
either. He's playing like
no,
Kha'Zix
he
and
plays fun
Nidalee and
champs.
yeah, he plays carry junglers.
Yeah.
So although I believe I think Pyro led the league in damage per game, even though he played a support half the time, which is genuinely wild.
He did, but then he also had like 2 games or 3 games of ADC where he did like 60,000 damage
Okay, so
as well.
he I see. So he inflated the numbers.
He inflated the
Gotcha.
numbers a little bit, but it's still kind of scary.
Yeah, I remember when we played you guys. I think he played Hui in game two, and I think he led the team in damage,
Hmm.
even despite everything. And it's just like, why is this Hui support the most dangerous person on the team?
Yeah.
Like, I know I get that it's Pyro, but like, come on.
Right. It doesn't make all of the sense in the world. All right. We are going to get into keys to victory as we get ready for this. And then between game 1 and 2, I do have a little some video clips to share just for how we got into the semifinals, but I want to make sure that we do have enough time.
Exciting.
So for our keys to victory, play some Trevor music. ABW, do you want them or do you want PSR? Doesn't really matter. You can ad-lib as you please.
Yeah, no, I actually really like this first one already. Yeah, moving really bad Zed to mid. I think they've really played at a much higher level since they decided to make that move. I can understand the thought process what they had before. You put him on like a playmaking support like Thresh and bot lane and Snowball bot, and just put Braum on like a safe mage or something. You can make that work, but yeah, I think putting him back mid and putting him on some sort of assassin-y mobile character is probably just a better allocation of resources. I agree with putting Impex on a better scaler as well. The beer league games tend to drag out a lot, so being able to scale well is important. Even if you're like winning early, you're not necessarily going to be able to end early because teams are just too coordinated to do that, or to like end against early. And obviously, there's no surrendering in beer league either, so you can't just like force a 20-minute FF.
Right.
Even if you can't just break their mental and win that way. It's not like solo queue where you just destroy one or two people's will to play and then you win because of that. So yeah, I think, and if you're especially if you're a really strong laner as well, which Mpex is, it makes sense to put him on something that scales well, too. So I believe they picked Jinx, right? So that will definitely fit the bill. Although Caitlyn
Malachi.
PSR,
Yeah.
Caitlyn Malachi would also fit the bill because Caitlyn's one of those. Caitlyn gets the best of both worlds of being strong laner and that scales incredibly well. So because that's League of Legends for you. Yeah, I mean, the third point with bot lane Braum seems basically just a rehash of the first point. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, Braum, you've been
sorry.
I don't want to say demoted to support, but you've been
it's been
moved. We've rethought the alignment.
Yeah. And I mean,
I
don't know. He has played it a lot in the past before as well. I think it is his most comfortable role. And I mean, he does have Milio. Milio's going to be pretty good this game. I think there's only 2 or 3 forms of crowd control on PSR though. But his ult's still always helpful. Give Jinx some extra range too. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's all good. I was basically all set anyway.
Alright, and then for PSR, I don't know, I wanted Zesty to play something flashy. Alawi doesn't really fit that bill. She's more so just going to split push to death. And that's why I think that's like one pick that should always be banned against them. Trevor, I want him to take flash at least once because like he has been screwed over before by not taking it. So I don't know if he's going to continue committing to the bit or if he'll finally realize like, hey, we can't win every single game like this. And get Rowdy. Like he's a decent champion pool, but not really sure how well he does into Yone or to Ari or Yasuo, whatever really bad Zed is going to be playing. But I think in games 2 and game 2 at least, they will ban Yone pretty early on, just because I don't know. Really bad Zed's pretty good at it.
Yeah, one thing I find very interesting about beer league in general is how the different teams like adapt their draft based on how game 1 went, because everyone's got more or less a plan going into game 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
But someone has to win game 1 and someone has to lose game 1, and then seeing how both teams respond to that going into game 2 is always very interesting, because in general the winning teams tend to just say, well, we just won, especially if they won convincingly, they won't change anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the losing teams, they have to ask themselves whether it was a problem of execution or whether or not they need to change up their draft plan. And a lot of teams, they don't seem like they're prepared to be able to do that. Like they'll go into game 1 and they'll get clapped, and then they'll go into game 2 and they'll run the exact same draft. And it's like, were you really that confident in what you were running from game 1, or were you just not prepared going into game 2 and you didn't have a backup plan? And that's something that we think about every time. We've lost some game 1s, and every time we've lost game 1, we've made major adjustments going into game 2, because we have a very high win rate overall.
Mm-hmm.
So every loss for us is kind of like surprising, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Like you
So
expect to win. Like
yeah, you
that's.
expect to win. So every time it happens, you have to be like, okay, why did we lose? Was it their picks? Can we eliminate what they just played and get back on track? And for the most part, that's worked really well. So ironically, the 2 series that we've lost this season were ones where we won game 1 and we didn't have that chance to kind of like regroup after game 1 and then win 2 and 3. So I think, at least for us specifically, losing game 1 is better than winning game 1 if we don't. Obviously, you'd rather win game 1, but you get what I mean. Like if I have to lose either game 1 or 2, I'd rather lose game 1, if that makes sense. And so far, yeah, early invade by PSR, nothing new there. Although I've noticed they are deviating a bit from the 5 TP strategy. Bot lane doesn't have any at all. Looks like they're planning to play the lane more vanilla this time around. But Trevor does have TP though, although Echo could probably get away with that.
I wasn't talking half that time, was I?
Yeah, I was about to ask if you were actually still there. I feel
No,
like I
I'm.
think I've spoken up in a couple minutes.
I was still there. I was saying that typical 4-man invade from them. Interesting to see their bot lane, not take. Sorry, I have to turn this up just a little bit. To see their bot lane not take teleport, as you previously mentioned. But I mean, like Caitlyn doesn't need to be split pushing bot lane by herself anyway. So just keep her grouped mid with the Maokai and play around her that way.
Now I see that you have Baron and Dragon Towers up in the corners. Is that something you cooked up that's unique, or is that?
It is. I had to. Pat Jones helped me with something. Just had to put a little. I don't know. I had to change some of the coding. It was like really simple and easy to do, but I kind of just like how this looks better than the default one.
Okay.
In the system.
I do like it. My only criticism is that Baron being up in 17 minutes
Right.
is worthless information when Grubs is up in 3 minutes. But
I agree. I think it just wasn't available.
Yeah, it might be too hard to figure that out.
Yeah. So Baron or Grubs are up in 3 minutes for anyone wondering at home. They do spawn at 6 minutes, just a minute after the dragon. But no, I just kind of thought it looked a little bit better, and I had the same comments as you did, but unfortunately that's just the default for it. I guess whenever that code was first created, Grubs weren't a thing. Neither was Rift Herald.
Yep. There you go. Well, Rift Herald probably was, but
that's true.
But
wasn't worried
no one cares about Rift Herald, right?
No. So, Saw Dude unable to get the smite off. And yeah, 1 Dark Harbor stack for my Backusaur. But I don't
actually kind of interesting. It's kind of looking for the pop-off build rather than like the snowball build.
Yeah, I don't know how Trevor has all of his camps up still, like on the bot half. Well, like I mean, I don't play jungle, but I'm like that was pretty quick clear.
And he only had 4 camps until just now when he took his blue buff, so I guess he took his top side and then Scuttle Crab, bot Scuttle, and that was his 4 camps.
Yeah, unless he was looking for something down bot lane too. I know he likes to get around early and often.
Yep.
There's that. Jojo doing pretty well top lane. He did get an early back to get that tier. Get things rock and rolling a little bit. Robot Zed just poking down Rowdy before he hits level 6.
Yeah, Rihi, I do really like the idea of Rise Top. No, something Alawi, I do really like Rise Top. It's just, does he have the mechanical proficiency on Rise to be able to make this work past the laning phase? That's my only real concern about it. Because, you know, anybody can EQ the wave on Rise and get phenomenal farm. Actually executing it under pressure in fights, that's a lot more difficult. So, and they obviously will be, they obviously won't be as tanky in team fights either because you have a Rise top instead of, you know, your typical tank juggernaut or whatever. So
it's true. I don't know. I mean, I do like Rise top just for like he does have pretty decent split pushing ability.
That's true. And wave clear.
Yeah, his wave clear is phenomenal. Like Alawi's can maybe get like 1 Q onto him, but other than that, like he should be fine and just be able to clear everything as he needs. We see Trevor use his teleport already, go in the top lane. He wants to get these grubs on spawn. Maybe look top to try and catch Jojo out as well. And Jojo's gonna go Phase Rush. Heck of a rune.
Oh yeah, very balanced. Very enjoyable for everyone involved. Very enjoyable for opponents to play around, definitely.
Yeah. And Trevor's just helping his SDK so get a nice easy recall. Hoping this wave doesn't get frozen onto him. I don't know. JWM, that's a decent amount of minions.
And ABW, very happy to trade first grubs for first dragon. I think that's a good trade most of the time. I'd rather have dragons than grubs. Just like whether you're winning or losing, I think early dragons are just so helpful because either if you're winning, you get that win, that dragon slow win condition up way sooner.
Right.
And if you're losing, you delay it for your opponent. So it's really helpful to have either way. Whereas, you know, the grubs are nice to have, but I'd rather have dragon almost all the time.
Right.
So,
and
I'll take that trade.
Yeah, I don't know. As Fusro just said in the chat, like I was thinking this too. Against PSR, when you know that they're just going to be split pushing all day, you're going to need to get some grubs for yourself too, though, because if they get the Void Mites, keep on pushing, that's going to be quite annoying. Sadu going in, trying to catch out the lonely Malachi. He's going to be able to flash away, and while all of that's happening, Tripper's going to take his camps on the top half of the map.
I do actually agree with Jeff, is that obviously if you're in a game where they're going to try to split push you to death, then yes, grubs do have more value, or denying them rather has more value. A lot of teams generally don't split push a ton in Beer League. No one wants to be the guy who loses their team the game because they were split pushing while their team lost 4v5 in a team fight. But PSR is one of the ones that they trust to win with split pushing, and it works for them. So
yeah, and I mean a perfect example of that was in their series in the quarterfinals where Elder Dragon spawned and Zesty Queso just TP'd in top lane. He's like, I'm gonna split push. Good luck, guys, securing that dragon. And they actually didn't get the dragon, but they wiped everyone off the board for the side of HH.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of when you're on the team that has the numbers advantage, it is very easy to rush the play and like make a mistake that gets you killed, even if you have the numbers advantage, because you see the split pusher and you realize you're on the clock, and then you start, you take too much damage from poke, or you don't handle correctly or whatever, and you end up actually losing the fight just because of that.
I don't know. 9 minutes in, there haven't been any kills yet. That's
very slow game from a PvP perspective, and Gold basically dead even still as well.
Gold's even, yeah. Trevor, he only has 1 Dark Harvest stack. If it were Pyrone probably have like 5 by now.
He'd also have 3 deaths, but
yeah.
But he'd get the stacks.
He'd still, a stack is a stack, and oh, the ult coming through by Rowdy Fan. Not going to do much though, especially because he's and didn't have any void creatures out there. Voidlings.
Yeah, that was more of a please stop trying to all in me ulti. I want to go back.
Yeah, but he didn't go back, and the ult's going to come through. Flash coming out. Unfortunately,
yeah, that's a really easy mistake to make on Yone. Is you ult into people and you end up getting into their tower, and it stuns you too, so you end up getting stuck in a tower for.
Sadu coming in. He does have flash available. Not even gonna need it. 2 junglers, easily the best players on both teams, as we saw 100%. Right there. Mid laners are pretty much just washed this season. So that's all.
Except for me and Ree, apparently.
If you want to read it that way, you can. I'm not going to say otherwise, as we have a top lane, or a mid lane champ playing top lane right now in the Rise. So, going to be connected. Flash all coming in from Zesty Queso. And
very well played.
Mid lane champ going down again this game. So,
tough.
I don't know. Sergeant Mithril going to pop out the ult. My back is sore, hiding in the wings. And Malachi just got booped and bopped and deleted.
Yes, he did.
Good lord.
And Trevor really does like those lane ganks, which is a very smart way to gank because people don't really think about it. And the teams kind of just don't have great lane control. They're really vulnerable to it.
I don't know. That's a really great delay by Sadu to wait, and as we see here, the mechanics of the Rise unfortunately aren't coming through for JWM.
And Echo being a champ to tank a lot of those Rise Qs there to allow escape.
Yeah. JWM, can he live? He can. Shut down. Real bad Zed. It's going to help him out a little bit. Nice double kill.
Yone being very, very balanced on the rotation.
Yeah, I mean, you had Rowdy Fan up there too, so can't be too upset.
It looks like he's going the new Yone build. He rushed BF swords, so I'm guessing he's going into.
Is this Young Tao?
Wild arrows.
Okay.
Yep, I believe so. And instead of Bork.
All right, I like it. So we do have the grubs up right now. We are expecting to see some fighting over it. We see Malachite in the area. Just trying to stop Sawdude. Sawdude needs two of
Someone needs
the.
to be
He needs
careful. If he
three of
gets
them.
CC'd at the wrong time, he's gonna die
Yeah.
to this Echo, and he just doesn't have help. I think he just has to leave.
Nope. He says, "Screw it. I'll go get Dragon." You know, we don't have all the Void mites, but getting one is better than none.
And again, I mean, even getting one grub does make a big difference because that's one less little void
Right.
thingy that spawns every time. So it's not a huge difference in terms of like true damage, but in terms of like the ability to just keep waves alive, it's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Which I like that. I like that change a lot. They made, before you used to have to get 5 or 6, and it was basically the same once you either got it. So it was kind of like stealing 1 made no difference, but stealing
Right.
2 made a huge difference, and that was just a really weird macro around grubs because of that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think the weird thing about grubs is like you don't even have to hit a turret for it to proc. Like sometimes if you're just nearby, I'm like, okay.
I've had so many morgue bindings blocked by stupid grubs just spawning randomly. It gets really irritating.
Oh, really bad Zed going in with the Soul Unbound.
Yep.
Sawdude getting his second kill of the game. Almost takes down the Kane. He does have his ultimate available. I'm just not sure he's in range.
Yeah,
Should be
now. If you're the Malzahar, you can't be out that far by yourself. Like, you're just way too vulnerable. Like, yeah, you got your ulti, but if there's two or more people there, you're cooked. That's just how Malzahar is.
All right, Trevor getting
1v1, great if you have help, but if you don't, well.
Yeah. Trevor getting taken down by his roommate twice this game. And Zesty Queso doing exactly what we expect in the top lane, kind of doing that Pat Jones stuff where you never leave top, you just keep on pushing. And he'll get first turret of the game, 14 minutes.
Allow a gameplay, rush Spirit Visage first item, which is kind of wild. I don't think I've ever seen Alawi do that. But
especially against only like one AP champion.
Yeah, if your main concern is being able to shove in the Rise, I guess it makes sense. But yeah, it's that is not gonna scale the best in team fights for sure.
No, but I don't know. I think with Zesty playing the Alawi, he's like, I don't even need a team fight. Like, his main thing is I'm gonna bring 5 people to me.
No, it makes sense.
Well, we get the rest of the objectives around the map, which I guess is technically a team fight. Just not in his favor. Yeah.
Yep.
We could do a fight over the Herald now. Both junglers do have Smite. Trevor has never won a Smite fight in his life, though. Oh, wait, never mind. That's Fustra. My bad. Sawdude, not going to be able to get in. No, you just told me to say it.
Okay.
Echo.
Definitely not.
Oh, Alawi in the team fight, just like we were talking about. I don't know how Sawdude is still alive unless we're just trying to get all of the assists out. And
we finally got the Mal's ulti off. And
down goes Sawdude. Great realm warp by JWM. I was wondering how he got out of there so quickly.
And yeah, well played by Alawi to be able to hold off both Yone and Rise on her own so that the rest of them could finish off the Kane.
And I didn't even notice this. Mpex, Bromstein, they took bot lane turret as well. So I mean, the Jinx is pretty far ahead. Two champions on the side of ABW have the Yungtals. Just looking at the gold. I mean, Zesty Queso, I'd expect him to have the lead. He's got 1,400 gold lead. Jungle's a little bit closer than I would have guessed coming into the series.
No, definitely.
About 600, 700 gold difference. Mid lane, really bad Zed has been popping off. And all of those plates going over to Jinx, like, gonna give you a nice 1,200 gold lead. Support, yep. Sorry, we don't care. But Bromstein does have an item already. Oh, that headshot. Good lord, Briar's Q feet.
I feel like Echoes of Helia is an interesting item choice for Emilio, but does it Does it work on like if he puts like the little range extender campfire thingy on a teammate and they hit enemies? Does that count as damage for it? I
I
assume
would
it does.
think so, yeah.
It's like Melio's not really known for doing damage in fights, but if the damage that he gives his AD carry counts, then yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's dealt 70 damage, healed 150, so is what it is. We do have Dragon number 3 coming up soon. Alawi's already on the bot half the map. Looks like Rowdy Fan's going to be basing, or not. Just hiding, getting that split push going like PSR always does. Sadu going in a little bit early onto the tank, but not too much problem. Caitlyn's going to use her barrier already before the fight even really does break out. And no Dragon's going to be taken down.
Yeah, we're in that situation I was talking about where they feel pressure to do something, but so far ABW is doing the right thing. They're getting their pick with their numbers advantage, and then they're gonna go right for that dragon.
Yeah. Caitlyn just living. Like 50 health. Yon against the Alawi. Alawi still does have her ult, so I think Zesu kind of just waiting for more people to show up. Malzahar is going to take the top lane turret as well. Flash Alawi ult coming through again. Kane did go inside her, so not much healing. TP's coming in from all over. Trevor's coming in just on time. Sawdude going to be taken down? Question mark? Why are we going top side? Jojo, what are you doing against the Rowdy man?
Well, he got him, and yeah, Kane does manage to escape.
Yeah.
Let's point out how disgusting it is that the Alawi that rushes Spear that just can fill 1v2 280 champions. Oh, not only does he live, he gets Trevor as well. Very well played by Sawdude.
And mid lane turret's going down. Mpex going a little bit too far under the turret, but oh well. Gonna make the Maokai forced to use his flash. Sawdude coming in again. He's enjoying himself this game.
Well, no, he doesn't have the damage.
He does not have the damage. Can confirm. Samurai Jack does know if champions have the damage or not. I don't know. I think the worst thing about that timing is just now Trevor is up.
Yeah, and the dragon's still there, so yeah, I get what he was going for, but underestimating that Alawi healing, that's a...
There's too many TPs, because I think Jojo might be dead, though.
Well, I think he's... Well,
I don't know.
He's actually okay so far. They're not really moving in. I don't know why exactly, but...
I don't know. Maokai ult
they're really
down.
afraid of that Yon, but...
Yeah. Jojo, you gotta be careful for the Echo snapback. Alright. And now, Kane is back on the map. We can, you know, just get this Scuttle Crab, get this dragon. Kane, don't worry about clearing bot lane, but I guess your team knows where Echo is, so...
Yeah, and ABW very lucky that they still get this dragon after Sawdude had his unfortunate Malawi accident.
And JWM gonna get outplayed. Almost takes down really bad Zed as well, but Malzahar ult just a little bit too strong. And Mpex.
Ooh. The old man reflexes there for Trevor, not able to dodge that Jinx ulti. I feel ya. I had the same problem.
You know, Mpex just using the Season 1 Jinx ultimate ability from Arcane. So, hopefully
Wait,
most...
Jinx from Arcane is... Wait, this is the Jinx from Arcane?
No, not this skin, but that ult looked very much like it.
Okay.
And if that's the case, so doing what he does best, just split pushing.
Yeah, and PSR tends to generate a lot of really big gold leads, even though they're often behind in kills, just because of all these this tower gold they're getting. You know, like they're about to have both tier 2 side lane towers, so yeah, they're down 3 kills, but they're up 2,000 gold, because you know that's 700 gold per tier 2 tower. No, I don't really get a chance to play in Beer League, but in solo queue, you know, I make a living getting side lane towers with Mundo every game. So, and wow, ABW going with a very aggressive Baron play here, but they're gonna have to quit doing this.
They are being pretty aggressive. Trevor is in the area.
Yeah, and the rise is nowhere
But
near high, so well. Okay, I mean maybe that
Sergeant
changes the
Mithril
calculus
alt
quite a
goes
bit.
down. Alawi
Okay,
is
so
split
yeah,
pushing. Oh, I don't care about
yeah,
this. I want to see this.
yeah, and this is gonna come down to a 50-50 smite. This is
Yeah,
the, this
and
is the,
especially that was the early stun coming through.
yeah, and they're very afraid of that. They're trying to like psych this Echo out of jumping
Right.
in too early.
Oh, the E
Oh, yep.
damage.
That's a really hard smite fight to win, just because the Echo E
Right.
just does so much damage. So especially, I think he had his passive stacks on the Baron too. So when he
Just third hit.
throwing Q at it, yeah, from throwing Q at it. So when the E hit like 700 damage when it hit. So I think the E plus the smite did like 1900 damage. So yeah, that's basically impossible to win a smite fight against if he's able to set up like that. And Jeff is right. You don't 50-50 in Echo.
I mean, correct, but that's just because the stats changed to, 2575.
Well, yeah.
But yeah.
There are certain junglers that are just exceptionally good at stealing barons and dragons, and Echo is one of them. So there you go. Huge play by Trevor.
And I mean that's why it's a 6-pointer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And something that's really nice is all of your laners do have that Baron buff as well, so everyone can be pushing. You can be split pushing, as the PSR typically does, especially with TPs being up for everyone. But I don't know. I think on that Baron play, there was also just too much red side vision in there.
Oh, definitely. And they actually couldn't find the Echo because like they knew he was there trying to steal. They couldn't actually Yon was looking over the wall to try to find him, but he just couldn't find him.
Yeah.
And
demolish
procs. Able
procs.
to get on the Echo. Yep.
All right, just need MPEX to scale and kill a bunch. I mean, he's at 2.5 items. He's got the IE already, but there's just too many minions pushing on too many fronts. Not sure if Kane can hold off a Caitlyn Maokai in the mid lane, but looks like he can. I've been wrong. For now, we do have Dragon in a minute as well, so I think PSR should just be keeping up this pressure. Yon about to go down, but he takes Rowdy Fan with him. Jinx ult not gonna be enough. Oh, Kane going in. Saw dude playing his heart out, doing his best. Echo does have an ultimate available. Not gonna heal up too much, but
he should go down here though. He doesn't have enough left. Yep.
Killing the spree.
This is what ABW needed. They needed something to happen to let them clean up these barons before they do too much damage. And so far they kept all their inhibs, so that's really big. Especially with this dragon about to come up here, they should be able to secure this and get their nice mountain soul.
Yeah. Keyword is should be. Alawi is in the area with her ultimate, with flash. My Bacchus sword does have teleport up whenever he is alive, but it looks like Zesty's going to be forced to flash, use the ult. 100% useless.
They do a good job. Yeah, they do a good job finding her before starting the play, so she can't just, flash ult in or something.
TP coming in from Echo as well. I hope, ABW just burns down this dragon. Jinx ult, not going to be enough damage, but Yon
and be very balanced again. Yep, well played. And that is going to injure DP Dragon Soul. The worst one, sadly, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it will help against the Caitlyn,
actually
though.
The worst,
I don't think it is.
It's the one I like the least, so...
Okay. I mean, it should be good against some of the Caitlyn poke. Echo shouldn't be able to, kill you in 2 seconds. Might take 3.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, sometimes an extra second is all the difference, so... Is Mountain really second place after Wind Soul? That is genuinely wild if that's true. I don't believe it. Like, that sounds like bullshit to me.
Nah, I believe. I think it's always been a pretty strong one.
Okay.
But
I don't know.
it might also be like if there are more tanky teams.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like ABW, they have Drag Soul and like all those, you know, uncashed in gold from just having those stats, but they're still down by 2k gold.
Yeah.
And Trevor's pretty upset with his roommate, so just gonna go tell him mind your business. And
I will say one interesting thing about Mountain Soul is because even though you think like, oh, it's good on tanks because it scales with HP and stuff, but I actually think it's better on squishier teams against squishier teams because it also scales with damage, and a shield on a squishy carry is just higher value than a shield on like a tank, right?
Right.
You know, so like, if it's squishy versus squishy, that extra 300, 400 shield can be the difference between winning or losing a fight. Whereas if it's two tanks fighting it out, who cares? So, you know, the Jinx getting an extra 300 HP from Mountain Soul against like an Echo,
Right,
could be the difference between dying or living. So
yeah. And I mean, Milio also does have Aerie, so lots of extra shielding coming through. Hopefully we have some bonus shield power as well, so like shields are gonna be massive.
yeah. And it looks like he's going
Bloodthirster?
Shirelia's.
Oh wait, sorry, I was looking at
I
chat.
was gonna say Milio's gonna going Shirelia's next time, I think.
Ooh, good knock up by Sawdude.
Yeah.
Sawdude, 6-3 and 4, absolutely destroying this jungle gameplay. Mpex, you're running into a wild Alawi.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care.
They could probably take her if they play it well, but I could very easily see this going badly for them as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
they at least got vision
with
in
the Rise
there.
here, I think that kind of.
He should be able to get taken down, but that's also a lot going down on the other side of the map. Really bad Zed. Not going to be able to... Is going to be able to get the execute.
Wow.
With the Soul Unbound passive. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. Trevor just wants to take an inhib. That's it. Doesn't really want to fight anymore.
I still find it wild that PSR's down 9 kills to 21. They're still up 2,000 gold. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's where macro gameplay comes in. And, like, this is why you ban Alawi, because ABW sent 4 to deal with her. It's like, what are you doing? I do like this Baron startup, though. Alawi's still down for a few more moments.
Yeah, Echo is going to TP in here to top lanes, but he's going to be able to get here a lot quicker than normal.
Bromstein's going to try and find him.
But again, it's going to come down to another 50-50 smite, and that is not in your favor.
Really bad Zed, go it in.
They don't like it. They're going to go in on them. Yeah.
Where's Kane? Sawdude. Sawdude's not in the pit. But Echo's going to go down. Jinx is going to go down.
That's going to be
Zed. Yone goes down as well. Yeah.
Yep, and there's Caitlyn and Lauer are gonna be able to stop the backs here, and Mal's just has Milio there, so they're gonna end the game.
Realm warp coming.
That's it. Yep.
I don't know. Yone or Mal, Rise should be able to get back. Before the game ends, we are getting a nice little 1v1 here. Flash coming in from Rowdy fan.
I think ooh.
Oh my goodness, what is going on in this game?
That must have been a valiant attempt by Milio to stall that, because I thought for sure the game was just going to end right there, but apparently not. I do like the idea of trying to go in on the Echo there to prevent the steal, but they went in so hard on it that they ended up just not doing the Baron, and they lost the fight. So you still have to do the Baron if you're going to do that play. You can't
give up.
You can't just lose a third of your HP to the Baron and get debuffed and then fight them. Like, that is not winning Baron macro gameplay.
No, it is not. This is going to be pretty difficult for, I think, ABW, just because Nexus is open. There is an Elder in 40 seconds. TP is only on Malzahar, but...
And I just realized that Malzahar didn't even TP the base to make that play.
No, he just walked there.
So he still has it to do some sort of cheeky backdoor play at any time. And that's just so hard to play against if you're ABW, because like literally they have 3 TPs they can use and any of them can end the game. So you can't, like, you want to contest this Elder that's about to come up, but can you?
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that Really Bad Zed is unaware of is like their vision, because he's just hiding out in that base, like waiting for a teleport to come through from their side.
Oh, definitely.
Caitlyn ult just came through, and look at that, ABW full HP pretty much. And power of the Mountain Soul. But Elder Drake is alive. Trevor's in the top half. He's going to be looking to sneak on in.
Yeah, but him and Mouse are both just kind of pinstering the Nexus right now.
Which
ABW needs to realize what's happening in back right now. Oh,
yeah.
okay, that was an extremely fast ultimate by Echo to get out of there. Okay, I don't think you needed to be quite that trigger happy on it, but it is what it is.
Now I think one thing that was interesting there is like Really Bad Zed just knew that my Bacchosaur was coming in, so I think the walls in their house like are pretty thin, to where he could hear like the game plan going down.
You could hear their strat.
Yeah.
Coming from the other
Baron
room.
is gonna go down for PSR. Looks like Elder should be going down on the side of ABW.
And that's really huge if they get this Elder. That's the only chance they have to stop this Baron push. So although will they get back in time? It's gonna be close. And PSR doesn't have to win this fight, they just have to kill the Nexus, right?
Right, and we've got a whole lot coming through, but it is an Elder Dragon. Your carry, number 1, is down. The Alawi goes down. We need to find the Caitlyn. Malzahar. Oh my goodness. That's a clean wipe. They do have top lane that they can play through. It looks like Yeon's going to TP up there. We are going to have to clear the vision if you're ABW, though.
If you're... Does Rise have TP?
He does.
He needs to TP
It is available.
Well, I think he should be TPing up with Yone to do this play. I think you try to push an end right now.
Yeah, you have to. But Trevor does have teleport, and there are wards in the base. He will have to kill an inhib though first.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Inhibs are up.
Yep. And if the only person defending is Maokai, I think you still win that. So yeah, ABW. I mean, they're seconds away from taking it.
Trevor should be coming in.
They just need to keep the Jinx alive long enough to kill towers.
The Elder Dragon. The Elder Dragon.
ABW is gonna take game 1. They held it. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'll give ABW all the credit in the world for winning that, because that was genuinely very impressive. But I feel like PSR, when they were pushing into the base of the Baron, they rushed that play way too much. And Echo and Alawi both got blasted before their ranged carries were even like in the fight. And I think if they were more coordinated on that push, they just end the game there, even against Elder. But you know, ABW played the game that was presented to them, and they wiped them, and they were able to then have the macro sense to realize this is it, pull the trigger right now, and they did it. So congrats to them. They took game 1.
That was disgusting.
But
and I think
with their backs against the wall.
Right, literally, like backs against the Nexus. I mean, I think ABW, like their champions, their players were all ahead. And like that really did help. Like, yeah, the gold said differently, but I mean, whenever you have champions and players that know what they're doing, like Really Bad Zed, like Mpex, like JDWM, like Sawdude, I think he actually popped off this game.
Absolutely.
This might have been like the best game he'd ever played this season. Really impressed by him, and I hope he can keep it up for game 2. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Kane is on the ban board.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at those. The KDA, the damage stats, all the objectives that ABW got. I mean, other than the Baron steal, I mean, Sawdu just absolutely took Trevor behind the woodshed this game in terms of jungling. Like, it was.
Yeah.
Like, he did a fantastic job. Really phenomenal work to Sawdu. And they needed it. They needed every little bit, because even with all of that, it still came down literally to the Nexus. So
yeah.
So very well played. ABW, I'm definitely rooting for them. Not biased caster.
I'm just rooting for like that. Yeah. The ending of that game was amazing.
Hmm.
So like as much as I hate whenever beer league goes 3 games just casting wise, luckily this one started early enough. Like I'd be more than happy if we got 2 more games of that.
Hmm. I will
Like,
say, if you're Team ABW going into game two here, congrats, you just won. You still need to take notes because that was still incredibly close. You
hmm
need to ban this Alawi because that was literally the only chance, the only reason ABW or PSR had a chance to win this game is because the Alawi was still 1v3ing people, even while rushing MR against a heavy AD team. Like that was it. That was the reason. Like this game should have been a stomp in ABW's favor, but the LI was just such a huge problem. I mean, look at the poor bot lane
hmm
for PSR. Like they
oh and
literally
11.
could not do anything the entire game. They did no damage. 0, 11, and 2. Not That's the solo queue score that gets you flamed. You know, like
Yeah.
that was the Alawi show, and they nearly pulled it off.
All right. So if we let's say like we look back at the draft, I mean, if you're PSR, are we changing one of these early bands into a Yone?
I think you leave the
Or
Warwick up.
yeah.
Honestly, I think you ban the can, you leave and you drop the Warwick.
hmm And if you're on the
Um,
side of ABW, like what are you taking out instead of the Ally with the Kazakhs? I mean, I'd probably take out the Kazakhs. Like
I would,
Trevor's gonna do
uh,
whatever he does.
yeah, my first thought is Trevor plays enough different champions that banning one doesn't make a huge difference.
hmm
My other thought is you drop the hmm. Yeah, I no, I got now I think about yeah, I agree with that. I think you just drop the Kha'Zix ban the Alawi. I, I mean, is Kha'Zix really that different than Echo at the end of the day? They're annoying split
Right.
push, or they're annoying stealthy safe assassins that are strong early game. I don't think it makes a huge difference.
No, I don't think so
So yeah,
either. Yeah,
so
I
yeah,
think just
drop
take that
drop
out.
drop Kha'Zix, ban Alawi, drop Warwick, ban Kane. I think that's the play.
Yeah.
We'll see if the teams decide to do that, but uh,
Yeah. It should be a good matchup here. I don't know.
mm,
ABW like I think they do have the better mid lane, better ADC. It's really going to come down to Trevor and Zesty being able to do what they do best. So I mean that might mean Trevor has to take Flash this game.
yeah, I know he really likes getting the rotations back into the map a little bit faster with a TP, but he's definitely kind of memeing to a certain degree
hmm
rather than doing what's optimal. I actually like the bot laners taking TP more than the jungler taking TP
Yeah.
because it's like getting flanked, TP flanked by an ADC and a support is actually like incredibly tilting. Like, get that crap out of here. Like, I'm glad that I'm like, I mean, an ABW's bot lane or PSR's bot lane didn't do jack that entire game. So clearly, the plan to play for the lane did not work in the slightest.
Oh
So
boy.
yeah, I would
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at the bands. They're
mm,
exactly the same.
miss so far. Yeah,
Are
they're
we
running it back completely.
if we
No
got a
changes at all.
salty run back, I'd be so happy.
Nope.
Like I don't know.
Uh,
The Alawi is a problem. And like
no.
that was a Fed jinx taking her on with, 3 other Fed members pretty much.
It
We
was
are gonna
still
get
just super difficult.
Corky. Like I haven't seen this bot lane from PSR before, like playing these different types of champions.
Mm-hmm.
Even if this is Rowdy fan playing it, like I haven't seen him on a Corky this season, so I don't know. I feel like this isn't their identity.
Now, I will say, if you don't want to ban the Alawi, do you maybe just pick the Alawi if you're ABW? Does
hmm
JWM play Alawi?
I believe he has in the past.
Yes,
Um,
I believe I remember that um, from taking notes against them. I believe I saw
yeah,
that in his champion pool. So um, he plays a lot of Juggernauts. I'm sure he could play Alawi if he really wanted to.
yeah.
Um, I really don't like leaving it open for them to pick again.
hmm The only thing that
So
that would change is then I'd want really bad Zed like on an AP champion, because you're most likely gonna put Saw Dude back on the cane. Thank you for that timing. That was perfect with the cane pick. So I mean, hopefully,
Yep.
hopefully we get a Lowy pick here or pick way of some sort. Just because I feel like PSR and Zesty Case, they're going to be able to find some bans that are or some champions that are good into Alawi just to get rid of that.
hmm
But I don't know. I don't know if Zesty wants some more agency. Really bad Zed going to go back on the Yone.
And so far, ABW says we're not going to change a damn thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a little haughty. I
Ooh.
don't think.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So this Garen pick, it's happened
Actually,
before with PSR where they're going to be like, hey, look, we're going to play top lane. But
I get Rowdy fan plays Garen mid.
yeah, that's going to be,
I am. Yep. Yep. We caught that in scouting when we played them.
yeah.
We were looking for it. You still ban the Alawi though here 100% just in case. Your ABW. I think
Yeah. I
you
think
throw it. Yeah.
because right now it's just SDKs. Like Trevor's gonna pick red 4, and then all right. So there's a rise ban,
Okay. Yep.
and
And then
there's
there's the Alawi ban. So there you go.
lock it in, please,
Yeah. Please
please.
trust your instincts.
Yeah, go with your gut. Don't just try to get Zesty to say something in the league chat.
Right.
I had to go and check that really quickly. Oh my goodness! All right, the dairy's so Alawi's still up. We don't. Oh boy. I don't know. Gangplank is still up for Zesty. Like they might just rely. I don't even know what they're gonna do here. Echo again. Like he didn't have a great game, but I'm not putting that solely on him. I think he kind of. I don't know. I feel like Trevor got on the map pretty late somehow. Like his first clear just wasn't great.
Yeah, it was a strange
Oh
pick.
boy,
And it's gonna be the Wukong
the
jungle. Okay.
Wukong. No, it could be Wukong mid. We don't know what
It could be.
Rowdy's been cooking up. Although I did check his match history recently, and I didn't see Wukong on there.
Yeah, I know Rihi practiced it going in, so that he definitely like Rihi went in knowing he would win
Right.
that matchup level 1. Like he did not hesitate even a little bit.
Teemo, Teemo, Teemo.
Wow, and they lock in the Teemo. All right.
Yeah, I really like the Poppy support coming in for
Mm,
Bromstein. Like Corky's
yep.
nice little dash can be interrupted. Wukong's dash.
hmm And if you can keep tabs on Wukong and block his engage, that's huge. And yeah, you were right. Garen mid. There you go.
Yeah.
And Gangplank last pick. I like that pick a lot as well.
Mhm.
Because he's kind of like this weird pseudo ranged laner that makes it hard for melee champs to operate because of the barrels threat and the slows. And I like that pick a lot. Plus, you can ult to help your team while you're split pushing, which is a huge advantage. So I really like that pick for PSR. I do. I find the Teemo pick very spicy. It is good against Garen for a while. I guess it'll be good against Wukong in team fights too, because you can blind him. But
Mhm.
I I feel like I could see this backfiring spectacularly. So we'll see if JWM he's able to make it work.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, he does have the attack speed to blow up the barrels and whatnot. Oh, sorry, people. I'm ready.
Oh yeah,
Um.
and you're right. It's against Gangplank anyway. So I'm
Yeah.
talking nonsense about beating Garen, but
I mean, late game.
um,
You never
uh,
know. All right.
now
Yeah.
I don't actually I don't know this 100%. If you blind a Gangplank, does his Q get blinded?
I don't think his Q would, but he also can cleanse it with his orange eating.
That's true. That's true. So like, I'm just thinking like if you're trying to like detonate a barrel with Q and you get blinded while the Q's in the
No.
air, does it
I
make the
don't
Q do no damage? I
No,
actually have no idea.
I'm gonna say no on that one. It's not
Okay.
like a NASA's queue or anything like that, but
Okay.
I'm gonna say no on that one to just break your spirits. All
I
right.
mean, that's what I'm rooting for, Rihi. Get PSR out of here. They're a bunch of cheesers.
Also, I
I,
sorry for Fusaro and Richie. Like I updated the name for Sergeant and Mithril. Just getting back in there. Sorry, I mislooked whenever. Oh, blind does not block GPQ. Thank you, Bunny Coo,
yes, thank you.
aka the man that does all of the groundwork for Beer League.
Indeed. Yes, no, very big thanks to Bunny for all of the work he's done getting the stats website up and running. That's been really nice to have this season, if only because it makes me look a lot better.
All
Makes me
right.
look at my KDA, guys. Woo, best KDA in the league.
So as we get into game number 2 and all this drafting's going on, I did put a little something together. So we found out how these two teams did make it to the semifinals.
Very
So
exciting.
we don't even have to chat. I'm actually going to mute myself for a few moments till we get into this. So feel free to do the same. But if you want to talk and comment, I mean, I think you actually casted one of these games, so feel free.
Probably we'll see.
But I'm going to mute and just let it go on its own.
I've been sitting in the shadow for too long, and now it's time for the stories of tomorrow to finally be defined. The broken pieces, frozen dreams, and empty minds. The days are fleeting, I'm left screaming deep inside. And tonight, I'll ride and peace of mind, where have you been? Sitting here running in circles again. Now's my time, so here I am, anxious for the crown to be put in my hand. I grasp the glory right before my desperate eyes, an untold story waiting for me to bring to life. So tonight, I'll ride and
So that's all I've got, but that was a nice little.
Yeah, I liked it. It was nice showing the game's deciding team fights.
Yeah.
It was very considerate of the teams to have nice, clean, game-stealing team fights to easily clip like that. I will say, just from noticing that the both of the PSR games, they really didn't have a significant like gold or kill lead in either one of those, but they just won the fights so decisively that they were able to end off them. Whereas ABW's fights, they had a much larger lead, and that kind of more directly translated into them winning the fight and then the game. And I think that kind of mirrored what we just saw in game one, where ABW was way, way, way up on the scoreboard, but it was still incredibly close. So macro-wise, PSR just plays it super duper well, and they don't look like they have a lead, but they actually do, and it kind of you can you lose that one fight even when you feel like you're even, and then the game's suddenly over.
Yeah. I mean, that last game, like, I wish I could just clip it and, like, just replay that last major fight in the base, but
Alas.
I'll have to save that one for finals, depending on who gets there.
There you go. See, it might not be relevant by then. Who knows?
It might not be, but maybe that was also the turning point for them, where where Trevor decided, all right, I'm not gonna mess around.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, maybe I will take Flash.
Mm-hmm.
But I did miss someone subbing to the channel a little bit earlier, Mr. Iceborne Shard. I appreciate it, and I believe is our good friend
Fusro
as well. Nice.
Very nice.
Thank you again for that. Is always much appreciated. Helps to get some people paid, which now I can't even make that joke anymore.
Because it actually happened.
Because it actually happened.
They actually slipped Bunny some money.
But I mean,
he totally deserves.
He totally deserves it with everything. Yep. So I mean, every subscription helps. I mean, especially whenever we've got Briar's cute feet as well on the stream. Like, how are you not going to subscribe to that? Yeah. Let's. Ooh, I have to update something really quickly. And
Gore.
Yeah.
I forget to do that half the time, so I've been there.
But I also had the layout done earlier today. So I had both teams on the opposite sides, so I have to just a few things to make it look right. Oh, good lord, I can't even see this. I can't see. Why can't I see their score? This isn't good. Oh well. We'll get it. I don't know why the game isn't loading. This is kind of
I was just about to say, like, we've been stuck at 0% for a while here, so
yeah.
Hopefully it's just because the players themselves are not loading the fastest and not because we're missing the game.
I mean, we do have a few people out, in Alaska.
That is true.
So that could be one of the reasons.
I will try spectating myself on my old league client, see if that will work.
Let me.
And you can go ahead and try again there.
Yeah. And that's not fun. But I mean, even if it is, it should start relatively.
Yep.
From where we left off.
Relatively.
Okay, I did get back in. So we are loading up.
You might have spoken too soon on that one.
I will be hopeful. Alright, I'm in. And did not miss a beat. So let me.
And we didn't miss anything. So it was indeed one of the players having issues loading then?
Yeah, it definitely was not us.
Well, if it was, then we wouldn't be at 0, right? We would be at wherever they were in the game.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, because like if the game had been going for the past 5 minutes, we would have loaded in like 3 or 4 minutes into the game. But
yeah,
nope. Somebody crashed.
Alright, why? And I can't update, unfortunately, the red side score. Red side series score.
Yep. And I'm noticing they actually swapped JWM and Bromstein. So it's gonna be Bromstein top on Teemo, and JWM bot lane on the Poppy support.
Thank you for calling that out.
I only just noticed it myself, so I'm like, that's interesting. Like, okay.
I mean,
Minions have spawned.
oh, that's why we can't see a score. No, sorry, I'm just too focused on.
Yeah, I see a 0 up there by ABW.
Yeah. All right.
On the beer league stream. So
Now I've got
I
it.
assume. Okay.
Now I just have to move it over. I definitely adjusted way too much stuff. Okay. Get there in a few moments. Okay. There we go. Now it's up there. For a sec. Wait. It's not Bromstein top lane. It's Bromstein mid lane.
Oh, okay.
We've got
That's
him
really spicy then.
into the Garen.
In that case, I actually really like the Yone pick into
Gangplank.
what the fuck am I saying? Into Gangplank, yeah. I wonder if that was intended the whole time, or if that was an audible once they realized that it was Garen mid. I'm actually really curious about that.
Yeah.
I could totally see that. Like, it'd be like, oh, like they picked Teemo to counter Garen, but then it's Garen mid. It's like, well, shit. I guess we'll just swap lanes. I do really like whether it was intended or going in or not. I really like it by ABW because I think Yone is a very favorable matchup against Gangplank. Just because you have kind of the all-in threat with the E and the Q3 to be able to go in on Gangplank, and the damage to actually be a kill threat. I know that as a Yasuo player, I actually hate the Gangplank matchup because barrels are really annoying for me. But I don't think Yone cares about that nearly as much. So I actually like the pick a lot. I don't like having Yone away from the action though. That's the only part about it that I don't like. So we'll see if they can find a way to maybe rotate him a bit earlier to get him involved, because the Yone was making a lot of big plays.
He was, but I mean, I think he mainly just roamed topside. So I think him being in the top lane, he'll still be able to roam mid if need be.
Fair enough.
But I don't know. I was a little surprised with Teemo taking Phase Rush against the Garen, but maybe he figures, if I get my attacks off and run quickly, then there's no way Garen can catch up to me. Looks like Trevor is going to be going... Never mind, just got some vision down.
And yeah, I agree with that, Rihi. I think you have to go Vamp Scepter here. First item if you're Yone, just to survive that poke. Although I hate to tell you this, Tyler, but you have the numbers wrong for which team won game one. But
do I?
Yeah, you have game.
Right. My goodness.
I know we kind of had it in the bag for PSR, but they actually ended up losing that game one, to the surprise, I think, of most people. So.
All right, now it's updated. Thank you for letting me know.
There you go.
That's not right. Interesting ward there, but I guess Trevor kind of knew that Sadu was going to be in the area. Oh boy.
Ooh,
I don't know how we got here. Sadu.
And Kane actually manages to escape that, but...
Yeah. Bromstein, get some speed.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a bad decision, Mr. Yone. That was... I feel like
was
they actually
it?
kind of chickened out a little.
Was it yet?
I mean, it
should
should
be.
But it should have been, but they kind of... I think they got faked out into backing off. They could have just killed him there.
Bromstein on Teemo, getting the flash.
Yeah.
First blood for the Teemo. There's no way ABW loses this series now.
I actually really liked how PSR. Well, hold on, let's wait to see how this play ends before I comment too much.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, and then trade kills down the bot lane. Probably better for Corki though, since he's the one who got the kill. But I was gonna say I actually really liked how PSR played that right up until the Yone queued into them, and then they kind of backed off. I think that should have been a death sentence for Yone, but I think they got a little spooked. And they, I mean, I think Wukong just W'd out of there when that happened. And that was not the play, I'm afraid, Mr. Trevor. But in the end, ABW came out ahead, so well done to them.
Yeah. I mean, Oh, Soldier is disconnected. He's back though. Oh, maybe not. But while we're on here, like, just seeing that fight. Oh, can I actually go back to it? Like, if we go back, let me go back a little bit further. I think I accidentally did hit something, but like, in this spot, I feel like they should be able to win this matchup.
Yeah, like sorry, back up just a little bit more. Sorry.
Sorry, it's gonna be a little bit further, but I'll speed up.
There we go. Yeah, so they forced the Kane out, so now they're kind of in a 3v2 situation here, and they're obviously trying to help the gangplank. But when in Dynamic Flashes, so when Yone Q's forward right here, that's a death sentence. Like that dude is so dead right here. But they kind of get a little bit spooked. Then they chase a little bit too hard on the E, and then Yone's able to get away because of that.
Yeah, like I'm not sure why Rowdy was moving up here and not like sticking on the snapback, unless he thought that Bromstein was going to deal that much damage. And I really do like the commitment from Bromstein there to get a kill down.
Yeah. And down here, yeah, unfortunate, or they do get the kill on the Poppy, but the Jinx didn't even touch her, so she didn't be excited. Although I don't think she would have been able to kill the Corki even with it. So.
Yeah. So we'll just go forward a little bit more, see what happens. Never
we had a
saw.
little bit of a pause there, so
Yeah.
right about here, if I remember correctly.
Yep. So we'll see what happens. Grubs are up, so it looks like we're back to standard time.
And ABW is here on them first, but Wukong is shifty. He's going to be able to get some damage here, although ooh, okay, and he managed to hold the W long enough to actually use it to escape, so well played by Trevor there. So not panic and use the W too early, but he's going to have to bail, so that should be all 3 grubs.
2 grubs. There was a smite by Trevor to start that.
Right. You are right. He did manage to yoink 1.
Kane not being able to see health bars, that is pretty difficult because you also can't see it on camps always.
Yeah, that's it's pretty critically important to be able to see health bars in League of Legends. So I assume, yeah, he'll go ahead and restart his game.
I don't know. This game has already had more action than game 1 up to this point. We've got 3 kills when at 9 minutes we had 0.
Yeah, no, they decided to get going a little bit sooner this time around.
Yeah. I don't know. Do we have anything else that we want to look at?
I will say,
from this game?
Despite the Corki getting the first kill, Jinx is the one who actually comes back to lane with the BF sword, which I find interesting. So I think even though Corki's technically ahead at the moment, I think Jinx is actually stronger. Well, maybe not. Maybe. I guess that is a phase, right? Yeah. So,
yeah.
Okay, so maybe not.
Slightly cheaper item, but he also got the tier as well, which obviously doesn't give us any combat stats right now, but in the future, it's going to help us out. Oh, attacks actually deal an additional 5 physical damage to minions. I never knew that. I can't read.
Yeah, that was part of their initiative to try to make tier like a viable item to start.
Okay.
But it's still not, because they then buffed Doran's Ring and D-Blade and D-Shield all at the same time, but didn't buff tier. And it's like, you could start tier if you want, but you'll be crying about it later.
Yeah. All right, back in the action. I do like Bromstein using his mushrooms to clear waves. Not every teamo does that. Some use it. I mean, usually it's in lower ranks, like just to make sure their jungler cannot gank you. Looks like first dragon of the game is going to go to the side of PSR, as it should be. All right, this is just the mini.
Yeah,
bug.
The game likes to freeze when people pause too much. So it likes to have a little freeze afterwards.
One thing I just noticed, but I guess it was because, you know, he was freezing out a little bit, is Sawdude did not take the grubs. Instead, he decided to take Trevor's top side.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So that's pretty nice. Gangplank doing what he did. Contrary to what you and Richie said, I'm not sure if you wanted this first item, but Yon did go for the Berserker Greaves, doesn't have the Vampiric Scepter, and it might cost him his life, but it looks like he's going to live with about 180 in the bank.
Yep.
And we do have Sawdude coming in. There is no ult, but there is one for the Yon. And
they're going to get him. And the kill's going to go over to the Yone as well.
yeah.
So we'll play it by the two of them.
Goodbye, Zesty.
Yep.
Hopefully we can get the last scrub to fall and have them spawn up in 3 more minutes. And Trevor's going to find out that his red buff is gone. And he will be spotted out as well. So yeah, I don't know. The spot lane, it's definitely not as exciting as it was for MPEX in game number 1.
Hmm.
I think the poke from Zyra's a lot more than the little sapling tosses from the Maokai.
I'm actually, if I were the Jinx in that bot lane, I'd be really scared because that all-in threat. You know, if you get hit by one Zyra snare, you're gonna be immediately all in by both her and Corki, and Poppy is not the best at protecting in that situation.
Yeah. Poppy's not going to give you any shields.
It's a scary lane to be in as Jinx, but so far he's only down about 11 CS, so that's not bad at all.
Yeah, and there goes Teemo blind. And nice wave clear right here. Boom goes the shroom. One thing that I'm liking more from this game, I guess, is I think I've seen Rowdy moving a little bit more just like on his own. And you'd think, and I guess it's because he's not thinking like Malzahar is a champion that can do that, especially against a Yon, but he is trying to take advantage of that Teemo matchup.
Yep, and yeah. Meanwhile, a four-man gank going for ABW, but they do see it, and they're gonna go ahead and counter gank.
Briar's cute feet
gonna off on Corki. Yep, and he's gonna go down, and the mid and jungle for PSR just a little bit too far to help. I think Corki probably just went a little too far forward, and his team wasn't able to back him up.
Yeah, Super Mega Death Rocket coming in from Jinx was huge. You know, maybe Briar's Cute Feet lives there if they have, you know, a combat summoner spell, or if like they have barrier, because then they have the extra time to use that flash and, you know, wait for your Garen to get in there.
Yeah, I think he just played a little too far forward because, I mean, PSR had the rotation. They were ready for that play. They wanted it. It's just he got caught a bit too far, and they were able to finish off the Corki without being in retaliation range. So.
Yeah, I think what also might have happened is they did see ABW coming down, because there's a little ward in that tri-bush down there. And they jungle and mid might have been like, all right, we're not going to be committed to this, but Corki already went in a little bit too deep and couldn't really get out.
Well, that's what I thought was the whole play, was that they saw the ABW mid jungle coming, so they would four-man counter gank, but they couldn't because Corki was just too far. But maybe, I don't know. I mean, who knows what was going on in their actual comms, right?
Right.
But that is, I wouldn't do that.
No. Looks like we are going to be getting a nice tower dive up in the top side. Hopefully, really bad Zed might get taken down, but instead he's going to live. So that's
well
the case,
played to juggle the aggro there, so that Kane can finish off the kill while Yon ease on out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a nice thing with Kane's ultimate, is where he can duck out of turret damage.
Yeah, I mean, top lane is rough sometimes. There's just a lot of champions that can just dive you at really low risk, and your only prayer against it is to either never get low in lane, which good luck, or
Prom scene got found out, but So did
Yeah.
everyone else on the
Ooh,
side.
He's gonna survive the
PSR.
Garen ulti, and he's gonna
He's gonna
keep
walk
trying
back
to
in
dive
though.
bait. Oh yeah, he walked back in. He
Why?
ends up. I think he died to the Tiamat proc, not
Oh
because
my
he blinded
gosh.
Garen, but the auto still did damage because of Tiamat. So I think he played himself there a little bit.
Yeah. Support
I
gameplay.
understand that. I
Right.
understand the thought process. You blind Garen, he doesn't do any damage to you, but the Tiamat still procced and killed him anyway. So
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go back a little. Whoa! What did I do? Oh no.
uh-oh.
Oh no. All I did was hit backspace. Alright, never hit backspace ever again. Alright, I got it
Oh
up.
my god. I had backplays plenty. I don't know what you just did. I've
I
never had that happen.
swear. I don't know. I
Yeah, well,
just
guess we
wanted to
won't get to see that
see.
play again.
Yeah. My bad, everybody. I won't touch the controls ever again.
Yep. Alright, so what actually happened while all that was going down?
I don't know, because luckily.
ABW came out ahead. ABW came out ahead, and they're gonna go ahead and get 5 grubs there. So that one grub steal for Trevor earlier ends up being pretty consequential.
Yeah. One thing I did want to notice this game before I kind of threw out and ruined the entire thing is there's no damage on this turret.
You're right.
Like ABW,
That turret is pristine.
not doing much.
Yeah. I mean, pushing into a Zyra Corki that's a good way to die. So that's probably the right way for the ABW bot lane to play it. And yeah, they're up about 2K already. So they're doing great so far this early game.
Yeah. I mean, I think like Corki is getting the plates for himself and splitting with, Zyra a bit, but I'm just surprised that Zesty Queso, like, he's not really able to play this game at all, and he is getting dove time after time.
Yep, they're going.
Whatever that song
dive
is.
Dive to electric boogaloo. Here we go.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be able to cleanse the poppy stun, but it's too late by that point.
Not gonna be
He's
enough.
gonna go down.
Saw dude trying to get in there. Gonna force out the Zyra flash. Not sure if we're gonna get
Yeah, I think you just have to give it
a steal
at that point. Yeah. So second dragon goes over to PSR. So basically, kind of an inverse in terms of objectives from last game.
Yeah. It really is. Wow. The
Yeah.
5 grubs to 2 dragons. Briar's cute feet gonna get a little bit. Super Mega Death Rocket. Briar's cute feet does have my Backusaur.
I don't think Kane quite has the damage to do this. Especially if he gets knocked. Oh, he does have the damage to finish off, but he is going to go down to return.
He's
So,
gonna go
I
down.
mean, that Gek was looking really bad, so the fact that they ended up going 1-for-1 is pretty good.
Yeah,
Even
this is a nice shutdown number. I don't know if people can read it or not.
269.
269
yep. I
gold.
see it. Yep. And I was gonna say you were talking more about Rowdy Fan roaming, and that's one thing Garen mid is really good at, because he's very tanky, and he's fast. It's really easy for him to roam, especially because he can just AFK clear waves with E. So it's much easier than Malzahar, where you have to be terrified whenever you leave your tower, because if you ever get 2-manned, you're just cooked. So Garen just has a lot more agency in the mid lane.
Yeah, and Zesty Queso, like, he's trying to get out of a very toxic lane phase for him. But as soon as he goes mid, he loses the turret, so like he's really not helping his team at all.
Yeah.
I
really
hate bad
that
stat
as a
right there.
Like the moment I leave my lane in somebody else's care, it's immediately fucked. It's immediately dead.
Yeah, like that turret was at full health. Questionably. Before Zesty started walking down there. But, he's just like, all right, there's no way I get camped in this lane. But now it's a very long mid lane.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. Bromstein, go pick up your blue buff that your jungler just gave over to you. So you can spam some more shrooms. JWM! Doing some alcove gaming. Gonna knock up Briar's cute feet. Briar's gonna live for a few seconds. Down goes the Corki. Jojo's gonna get another kill on himself.
And Jinx ends up getting the kill, but she has to end up flashing away because she's tanking both the Zyra plants and the Gangplank ulti.
Yeah.
So she can't keep going.
It's really unfortunate for Gangplank to not get that kill there, or like get anything.
Yeah.
You know, you pick him because he can impact the map from anywhere. And
Yep.
he might force out the flash though from MPEX, so can't say nothing happened, but we should be getting a nice little fight around the Herald. It'd be great if Yon showed up. But it looks like we're going to be going after Zesty.
That's a very aggressive flash. I don't know if they're... Well, yeah, they should have the damage. Okay.
Yeah.
With the Teemo getting back. Nice nice play by Poppy with the Deadmans. The one champion in the game that rushes Deadmans, and it's good, I feel like.
It's pretty darn great. Alright, Trevor was in the area, but he's like, there's no way I'm taking on 3 people. And he would have won that smite fight. Saw, dude, you did that a little bit too soon, but it doesn't matter because you're not afraid of Wukong.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, I agree. I mean, Sawdude he is making his case to go up in cost big time.
Which is something that he was trying to do for the whole season. I'm pretty sure is he wanted to.
Oh yeah, I think he was a little miffed that they rated him 1 again. So
yeah,
he's been hanging with all the top junglers and doing really well. And so far this series, he has thoroughly out jungled Trevor. So, and he's got his team up to a big lead, up to about 4,000 gold before Baron spawns. You know, the only thing they've really lost is the 2 dragons, which could come back to haunt them. But so far, ABW are doing great, and they're knocking on the door.
And Zesty, you can't get ganked if you're mid lane, right? But
nope.
Sure enough. 05. Oh no.
When you've got the target on your back, they're gonna find you. Doesn't matter where you go. There's no hiding.
Yeah. One really strange thing there. I'm not gonna hit backspace to change anything, but 99% sure I saw the Kayn enter Gangplank with his ultimate.
Yeah, but he still has it. Yeah.
But he still has it available. I think it might be because...
Spectator bug?
I don't think so, because usually it's on like whenever you hit backspace, because he was also pinging his ult available after that happened.
Yeah, so I do know that sometimes, like, if you can ult somebody and then like die during the
before you pop out,
animation, it'll refund it. Yeah.
So that has to be
not
what
like
happened.
Before you pop out, but like
the
when you
moment you try to enter.
Yeah. I've seen that happen before, so I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Gotcha. So yeah, that's pretty wild. Dragon number 3, gonna go down to ABW.
And that's what they need to do now. Now that they've given up the first 2 dragons, that's totally fine as long as you start getting them at this point, which is at least what they did.
MPEX.
But if they're going, Trevor's going down yet again. Yeah, so far, really rough series for my back sore.
Yeah, I guess his back was sore from most of the season.
I guess.
So he's kind of just waiting on his team, to do something. And unfortunately, Trevor, he's kind of like Pyroan, like if he's not going, the team's not going to be going.
Yep. And I do know that Trevor is a well-known fan of being a little bit of trolling, a little bit of having fun, but their backs against the wall now. They gotta win this game or they're out. So they gotta figure out something.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't even say Zesty's having a bad game. He's just getting ganked and camped on repeat, and that's what you have to do if you're gonna be playing against one of the better top laners in the league. Is if you can take, the 2 carries from PSR off the Rift and make them worthless, the
game becomes unplayable for them. Absolutely. Yeah. And this is also the risk of picking a squishy top laner like Gangplank, is that you're just so much more vulnerable to tower dives. So if the enemy team is on the ball with that, you could just get dove on repeat, and there's not really much you could do about it, which is exactly what happened so far this game.
Alright, now it's time to see Garen go down here as well.
I think he
Ooh,
should be
gonna
able
be
to
able to
escape. Nice flash.
flash out to avoid everything. Bromstein.
Timo and Gangplank really getting into it here.
Oh.
Nice barrel disarm here. That should be.
Oh,
that
he
should be a
can't.
kill.
He was too blind. He couldn't hit the blast cone.
Oh,
But MPEX
no.
hits the Super
Ooh.
Mega Death Rocket from across the map.
Ooh, and a little bit too late on the Poppy W, and doesn't stop the Wukong in time, so he's gonna be able to get out.
Yeah.
So
So I don't know.
So far, ABW's killing it up to about 5,000 gold lead. I mean, I'm all aboard Team ABW. I'm not gonna count out PSR at all because they pull up some bullshit. But
But usually they do that whenever their split push is working,
yeah, right now it's not working.
and it is not working this game.
You know, if anything, it's working in the opposite direction. They're getting split pushed against. So, and ABW's going right for it for this Baron, and they have no idea. They have no vision of this. They clearly suspect it now, but they're so far away with a lot of their team.
I'd like to see JoJo in the pit, but I'm okay with him just trying to push people off. Like, he does have the ult available for Poppy.
Honestly,
just try and use it like right now. Like,
yeah, you get him away. Don't let him.
Nice.
Yep, there we go. Very well played. I'm knocking away. Nice easy Baron. For ABW, they played it correctly that time. Well done. They found the balance, right? Because the first time they did the Baron, they just let Echo steal it, and the second time they did the Baron, they all went on the Echo and then just died and lost.
Right.
But this time they figured it out.
Yeah.
Let Poppy do her shenanigans while the rest of you do Baron. And it worked out. They figured it out.
I had a thought process to say after that too, and it's just all gone. So remember how my keys to victory? We said we want Bromstein on support. I think he's had a heck of a game mid so far. And JoJo's been absolutely
killing it.
Amazing on this Poppy support. So I mean,
No, so going into the playoffs, I honestly thought ABW was dead in the water. Like, they had lost 5 in a row going into the playoffs. They started the season great. You know, they won 3 of their first 4, I believe, but then they lost 5 in a row to end the season, so they just barely even got in the playoffs.
Well, luckily there's that one team that gives everybody wins, KGB, and I think that really just reignited them to be like, all right, we can actually have fun and win games, you know?
Yeah, but you know, I thought they would just easily be one done. You know, CR would easily clean them up. But not only did that not happen, I mean, ABW clapped them very convincingly.
Yeah.
Just like this Yone is about to get clapped, I think.
Ooh, oh, the unfortunate alt distance isn't enough.
Yep.
And
Karen was able to get in front to block it.
But really
bad
bad
is
set.
he might. No, crazy part, he still almost escaped.
Demacian justice raining down from the heavens along with barrels. But as that's happening, Zesty Queso goes down for the 7th time this game, but he finally gets an assist on that board.
But yeah, I mean, I think most viewers are surprised at how well ABW's done against the top seed here, but just how thoroughly they demolished CR last week, I'm really not surprised by this result at all. Like, ABW clearly figured out what was going wrong for the past 5 weeks before playoffs and have completely turned it around. They look like a totally different team now. So,
I think moving Really Bad Zed off the support role was really massive for them. And I mean, I think they knew that they could always do that, and that was probably like in the back of their mind for the whole season. It was probably just, you know, MPEX and Really Bad Zed wanted to play together in the bot lane, like almost like Pyron and Empirical this season, where like they can both just be damage dealers and make bot lane unplayable for everyone else. But I think they realized that if we can get Really Bad Zed on a carry, it's going to be a lot better for all of us. Sawdude going in way too deep. He's going to be able to get out of there and flash, but that's a lot being expended just for...
They're not out of the woods yet. They got to keep fighting.
They aren't, but here comes Yone from the side.
Yone coming in from the side. This is going to be a huge Yone ulti, I think. No, actually, they do a great job out playing, and they're able to escape and not get knocked up at all. So very well played. To quickly react to that by PSR, and no one gets caught by that Yone ulti. That looked bad. They are still going to lose the inhib here, most likely, but that could have been a game-losing play if Yone, gets 2 or 3 people right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. ABW did pick up the Infernal Drake. I'm not sure if we saw that. I think it just kind of happened, or else I'm not paying attention at all. Baron's up in 2 minutes. I hope that ABW can kind of get bot lane pushing a little bit more, do it safely, because Wukong is obviously patrolling that area, trying to keep Zesty Queso from dying 10 times this game. But
Indeed.
we'll see what
Indeed.
happens. There's still like plenty of time left.
Yeah, you know, despite the score lead, I mean, it's a 5K gold lead for ABW, which is a lot, but usually when the kills are this lopsided, you expect like a 10K gold lead, right?
Mhm.
But they're hanging in there still.
They're-
So, and you know, this gangplank may be getting the dick at the moment.
Using
but-
the ghost,
Yep.
using the flash, using the
I
blind.
don't know.
Zesty Queso dying
Yeah,
for
I
an
don't know if
8th
that- I don't know
time.
if that Teemo flash was necessary, but he didn't want to take any chances. So I've just now noticed this is a Rageblade Cosmic Drive Teemo. That is a very spicy Teemo build, I have to say.
It is very spicy. Rowdy fan, he did go a little bit too far forward, but he's got the Garen speed to get
Yep.
out of there. Yeah, I do. I mean, Phase Rush Teemo. You know, he's got everything that he needs. Unfortunately, he doesn't have Flash, doesn't have Ghost, and there is a Monkey King in the area.
Yeah, Jared, I agree. Why did Zyra rush out of flame? There are definitely some strange itemization choices.
Amazing Yonal from distance.
Yep,
Sawdude's
three-man
gonna go
Yonal,
down.
Yep, and they're gonna, all three are gonna go down here, I think. Ooh, no, they're actually gonna get sorted in return, and one of them's gonna escape.
Oh,
Yep.
take me back to top lane.
Ooh, and he ends up getting the kill on the Yone, and Poppy ends up dying in the back as well. So that's huge.
Wow.
For team.
Sorry, Teemo.
For team PSR, they finally get a break in a fight.
That's really unfortunate. Oh,
Uh,
Trevor landed right on a trap.
and Jinx should be fine. Well,
We've got potential.
that Jinx actually looks really slow for some reason. I guess she doesn't have tier 2 boots yet.
She doesn't. Yeah.
So that's
364. Wukong's moving 395. Yeah, Wukong could have caught her.
Yep.
But you know, Trevor, sandbagging the series. He's like ready. He just wants to cast finals, I think.
That's what it was. Yeah, he didn't want to be busy on finals weekend with anything like a game. So he was just looking forward to casting it.
Yeah. So I mean,
So-
you know, priorities. I can't judge a man for what he prioritizes in life.
No, I've got the opposite approach. I'm sick of casting finals. I've casted the last two finals because I've been too bad to be in them. So we're hoping that this is the year that I'm not, or this is the season that I'm not available for it. But you know, we'll see. And Baron's up. Dragon is about to be up here in 20 seconds. It's going to be third Dragon for either team, so I don't think this Dragon's super important. I think if either team could really realistically look to trade Dragon for Baron at this point, I think that would be a good trade.
Yeah, I think if you're on the side of ABW, like you just get mid push, you get Dragon. Like PSR can't just let that super minion wave go, and they can't really trade it off. So
I will say another big advantage I didn't really think about until just now of the Teemo going mid is it gives him a lot more opportunity to just shroom up the map because he's in a more central location. And that's really important, especially against like a jungle-centric team like PSR. Because I mean, how many? I haven't seen it for sure, but how many times has he gone for a play and been spotted out or chunked by a mushroom and just not been able to do it? You know. Now, granted, these are not the strongest mushrooms of all time because we have the Rageblade Teemo, but he clearly wants to do damage by auto-attacking rather than shrooms. And they are clearing a lot of the shrooms, so the logic is not terrible on the part of Bronstein. So
no, I think he's a good pick, and like, I'm surprised that there aren't more sweepers out for the side of PSR, but maybe it's just like since Teemo isn't going the full heavy AP malignant stuff, like. They're not as worried about it, but I think he should be starting to get some shrooms down near that Baron pit. really make it a pain in the butt. And Trevor, he's done with the game as well. Let's read some of the chat. Anything fun? Oh, so there were actually 2 DCs, Trevor and Really Bad Zed. So one thing
Oh
is
boy.
they live in the same house. So Trevor must have been like really annoyed and just yanked out the router.
I need 5 minutes to refocus. I'm just gonna yank out the router.
Yeah.
just give myself a 5-minute break to kind of to think about the game here.
So, I mean, that's, you hate to see that happen, especially like at this stage of the game. But I mean, it does happen. Like there are internet connectivity issues, happens all the time. But I just wouldn't. You know, I would think in the beer league we'd have more class than that. You know, we'd have respect for our opponents and not really want to pull the lag switch or anything like that. But
Well, thankfully, just because it's custom games, we can pause. So it's not like ranked where if your guy DCs for 2 or 3 minutes, you're just screwed, right?
right.
So thankfully, we can pause. And I think in the time I've been in beer league, I think we've only had one time where the internet went out to the point that they had to just FF.
I actually don't even think that was internet. I heard there was like a fire drill at their school.
Oh,
if it was the one this
that was the
season,
reason.
and then they just
couldn't. Team HH, I remember.
Which is really unfortunate, but I mean, safety is more important than league, especially for a regular season game.
Yeah, right.
So.
They made playoffs anyway, so you know, whatever.
Right. There we go. All right, both seem to be back.
Perfect. Yeah, gold lead's narrowed a bit. It's only about a little under 4,000 for ABW now, but they are on Soul Point, and they should have just Prio on Baron by default because they have Teemo, but we'll see. And yeah, look, I didn't think about this until I didn't think about this until just now, which is really bad of me. But the Poppy pick to punt away Trevor from any steal attempts was really, I don't know if that was why they picked Poppy, but it's a really good thinking because yeah, Trevor likes to pick champions that are really good at stealing objectives. So you just punt them away. You say no, you don't even get a chance.
Yeah, no, I do like that. I don't know if JWM and ABW are like that big brained. Like I would assume, oh yeah, like the dash. You know, we just want to stop the dash.
Yeah.
But thinking like sending Trevor back to South America, like without even Mordekaiser in the game, I like that idea. Ghost coming in from Bromstein, gonna blind up that Gangplank so he can't even do anything. Let's see. He's gonna die for a 9th time. Super Mega Death Rocket gonna assist the Teemo, assist the Shroomage.
And that's gonna. Corky's coming in, but he's gonna be met by this Kane. He's got to immediately flash.
And this should be, I would hope, like, no, actually, I'm not even hoping for a Baron play right here. It'd be nice, but it's not necessary.
They took the kill, but they got the kill, but they took a lot of damage to do it. So they want to be a little.
And Teemo's on recall right now too.
They do have the Yon with the TP, whereas Garen does not have TP. So
they do. Yon
should absolutely be looking to get in on this play, and Sawdude
getting out with the skin of his teeth.
Yep, he barely escapes. And Yone needs to be here. I don't know what he's doing, but he needs to be here at this play.
Teemo. Sprint and pass. Mpex. Gonna be Demacia Justice right here. Not sure if it's gonna be enough damage.
Ooh.
What was that Teemo attack speed?
Rage Blade!
Good lord. Like, I know this isn't what it was, but like, and I'd hit backspace.
That massive heal on Kane. He got like 70% of his health back just by ulting the Garen that was gonna die anyway.
And
so
Bromstein doing his job right now, like.
Yep, fucking with him, and he's gonna get him too.
He's gonna get him. Trevor's gonna smite the Teemo.
It is an unusual build for Teemo here, but in terms of dueling people, I mean, clearly it works.
And this is kind of great.
You go the move speed and the on hit, and you just 1v1 all of these auto attacking champions. So really, the only champion that doesn't auto attack is Zyra. So Teemo can just 1v1 anybody, basically.
Yeah.
I
Should
mean,
be.
this might be it. They're pushing in.
I don't
got
think this is
Baron
gonna
buff.
end it. It
Well,
shouldn't
yeah.
be able to end it here. Like Zyra,
Yeah.
get to your mid lane. You probably should have recalled.
Yeah. And they're going deep on the Garen goes deep on the back line. He is able to finish off the Jinx.
MPEG's gonna be
Escape.
taken down. Yeah.
But, yeah. They do try to counter gather their return, but they probably needed to peel back.
Jojo
and just keep
does
the
not
Jinx
like the
alive.
Sergeant of Mithril. Bromstein says,
Nope.
"Hey, I remember you from mid lane before you lane swapped."
Yep.
And
Yep. And everybody. I mean, everybody on
Everyone's
PSR is
dying.
going down.
everyone
Ooh.
is dying.
Huge.
Get
barrel by
collected,
Gameplay there.
Teemo.
Teemo's going to go down. Yep.
Really bad Zed.
That-
Gonna have to.
Honestly, that was a game saving gameplay barrel there, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
if he dies to Teemo there, the game's over. So that was huge. And Sawdu's gonna go ahead and go down here as well because he has no mana left to fight this or ulti.
Oh, is
I mean,
he's just wasting
gonna
time
go-
now, right? Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good idea. He's gonna be late to Dragon now.
He
It would have been better to die 10 seconds ago.
right. He will be a little bit late to Dragon, but I mean everyone else on the side of ABW will be up. We should be able to
Yeah.
get some shrooms down. This is a really late Malignance that Bromstein's working on. I think that's what he's working on with that lost
assuming, yeah.
chapter.
The classic last item lost chapter.
Yeah, as most mages do go.
Yep.
Sweet Hope. Oh, Briar's cute feet. Getting hit with that shroom. Tick, 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 tick.
And PSR moving in very aggressively here. The ABW needs to be careful. They're going to be outnumbered here for quite a bit until Teemo arrives.
Yeah. I think, honestly,
and
you guys could play top lane,
You
mid lane.
probably just, honestly, you probably just sack this dragon, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
it's too risky to try to force this.
Right. It wasn't even
sucks.
close.
It sucks. You would have liked to have gotten Infernal Soul here, but it's not the end of the world. If you give that one up, you're still in a great spot. And you really only need, if you win one more team fight as ABW, game's over. So you don't need to do anything silly.
Right. No, I think ABW obviously could have taken that last fight a little bit slower. You know, just kind of get the mid inhib and then move toward the top half. But, you know, they were probably feeling themselves. They were thinking, all right, Trevor's down, Zyra's pretty low, up top, Corky's low.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way they can beat us.
Yeah, I think if they had just played a little bit, they just play a little bit slower, focused on the tower instead of diving, I think that Garen wouldn't have been able to kill Jinx, and then that might have been it. But who knows? It's hard to make that. You know, it's easy to second guess every play after the fact, right? Which is why I like doing it. But yeah, about 7K gold lead here for ABW. No objectives up for a while. We do have another pause though.
Trevor lagging again. What else is new? It seems like he's the one in Alaska now.
Yeah, Trevor's found his excuse for losing the series. I was lagging the whole time, I swear. That's what it is.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that team fight that they had right there is going to swing as much as, you know, it went last game for ABW. But you never know. You never know. Unfortunately, with PSR getting that last dragon, they kind of don't have that Elder Dragon in the back pocket to save them.
Yep. Yeah, there's almost times where delaying Dragon Soul is actually bad for you because it means you don't have that Elder Dragon win con on the table 5 minutes from then. So.
But we'll see what happens. They're still.
And the Jinx is huge. She's got her full 100% crit going. And Teemo just finished Death Cap as well, so that's going to be huge.
Well, 100% with auto attacks. Because this actually gives no crit damage.
Well, that's been stacked for a long time.
Isn't it like you have to hit? Isn't it per like battle sequence though?
No. Once you stack it once, it's all good
Oh,
to go.
permanently stacking. That's.
Yep. So you just build it first and you stack it, and then it's basically just a 50 AD, 25 attack speed, 25.
Interesting.
So.
I don't
He's
play
got the
ADC.
It's a weird item, to be
Yeah.
honest. And Teemo got the death cap as well, so that's going to be a lot of extra damage coming out from him. Not a lot of them are on PSR, really. It's basically just the Garen with that Degatron cloak.
All right, nice.
Oop.
Another mini pause. Yeah, I mean, gold, like, all around, pretty even. Obviously, you got top lane and support as the biggest differences in
Mhm.
gold for some reason, because JoJo's been popping off
Yep.
on that Hellblade's Poppy.
Yep.
But I don't know. ABW's having a rough time just like getting to this top inhib.
Yeah, I mean, you're scared of the Wukong engage. You're scared of the Zyra counter engage. I mean, it's totally, even with your bait lead, it's totally fair to not play too aggressively here. I mean, you have so much map control with this late game Teemo that if it comes down to who gets the neutral objectives, I think you have the huge edge.
Right.
Although
Garen
Sawdude
ghosted
almost
at
gets caught out
Sawdude's
there,
face,
has to
but
flash.
yeah. I don't know. One thing about Teemo is his shrooms do last for a pretty long time. I think it's like 5 minutes.
Something like that, yeah.
So like, yeah, like he should just be getting that top half all shroomed up for the Baron play. You know, make Trevor waste 30 seconds just
sweepers.
clearing, just sweeping.
And yeah, he's got a bunch of them up there already.
Yeah, we've got a decent amount, but I'd still like to see some more, maybe spread out a little bit more too, just so we can't go one fell swoop, but those are all going to fall, but... So I don't know. Can he buy Malignance? Not yet. So yeah, we'll see. 1 minute till Baron. Red side really doesn't have any vision at all in the map. So having TP on your jungler at this point in the game, not really useful.
If you can't actually, if you don't have anywhere to TP to, the TP loses a lot of value. So, absolutely. So I will say that Sawdude did have to blow a splash just a little bit ago to escape because the Garen was ghosting in on him and he had to blow a flash to escape. So that could make a big difference. We'll see.
We'll see. I do like Yon split pushing on the bot side. Like you have teleport, make 1 or 2 come to you. I don't think he'll be able to take the bot lane turret by himself.
Yeah, especially because the one person that can probably match Yone is Garen, and Garen doesn't have TP. So if you can force someone without TP to match you when you do have TP, that's such a huge macro advantage for your team.
I do like the idea though of keeping Gangplank in the bot lane. Like he does have his ult.
Yep.
And like you said, like he does have teleport, so if need be, he can do that and just join that way. Looks like Rowdy Fan's gonna be pushing mid like he normally does.
I would like to see some actual
Bromstein
hit, but
yeah.
Yep. And there, JDM is looking. I'd like to see the ulti now.
Oh,
ooh,
great
nice
smite!
By Sawdude, ult's gonna go down. Now the Garen is gonna go ahead and
Trevor
on the back
is gonna fall. Rowdy Fan.
And Yon is very late to this fight.
He is. He TP'd mid to start.
Yeah, PSR is ABW gets the Baron, but PSR wins the fight anyway.
Yeah.
Because Garen was able to flash in and one-shot the
really bad Zed, the Yon trying to get something, but
he's gonna go down.
Scared off pretty quickly.
I don't think he can get away. Well, maybe he can. Yeah,
should be able to get away, but he goes back in. Zyra should be able to hit a nice root up here.
Yeah, that was not the play.
And my goodness, that's game.
I think they are.
That should be game.
Yeah, just a big macro misplay by ABW there. They didn't peel off the Garen, and the Yon was way too late to show up for the team fight.
Yeah. So what hurt the Yon there is he TP'd mid because he thought Garen was going to continue pushing. So he just wasn't in the play at all.
Nope. And I mean, that's why you don't count PSR out, right? They could be down the whole game, and then you win one decisive fight because of good macro, and that's it. So we're on to game 3.
Game
just
number
like that.
3. I didn't have anything fun for game number 3, like between the game. I'm really failing this. Wow. that was something. I was not ready for that.
I was not. Yeah.
I wonder if ABW is going to do anything different. I don't think they have to. Like
Yeah,
draft
I mean
wise, I
that
think
was very blatantly just a really big macro mistake. Was what you can't let Garen just flash on your ADC and kill them solo.
right.
You
I
know,
mean, you
like
can't
you
really
can't.
stop that, especially with that team comp. But you're
Yeah, I
right.
mean you got Poppy. You can E him away. You can yeah. I mean that's probably their best bet in terms of CCing him. But yeah, I mean you can't let Garen just solo kill your ADC like that. And if you're Yona, you have to be in that fight. Like his whole team was dead by the time he got there, and then he tried to like make a hero play
Mm-hmm.
after the fact and wasn't able to get anybody. And now I don't know if he could have made a like if he had. I don't know if he could have defended anyway, but he clearly tried to make the hero play and that just did not work at all. So,
Yeah.
fantastic turnaround by PSR. They were losing right up until they won. So, they're still down 4,500 gold even in the post game screen.
Right.
So,
It's
so fantastic comeback by them,
They
and
do
should
what
be
they
very
do.
interesting game 3.
And that's another loss in the book for Yones. So
Mm. And if you're ABW, you have to try to not get too down on this because yeah, it sucks that that happened, but you
Mhm.
still controlled this game for 99% of it. And so far you have looked like the considerably better team this series, and you can't mental boom in game 3 and throw the series away, right? I still think they're favored to win it if they keep playing the way they've been playing. So you just got to keep your head on straight and say, well, shit, oh well,
right,
on to
like
game 3.
yeah, especially like after you like game 1, they were really strong performance, good showing. Like yes, they needed that miraculous whatever the heck that was at the end to win it. But I don't know, I feel like just this game Mpex like he did well, but
Yeah,
he
I mean,
didn't do as well. Like
yeah, like his damage. I mean, he barely out damaged the Corki, so he was having a really hard time actually doing damage in team fights.
oh man, and we are going to be swapping sides. So this let me
More work for you to do as the streamer.
a little bit more
Next
work
games.
to do.
Gotta swap sides. Gotta change the numbers.
Well, luckily I don't have to change the numbers.
That's true. You just gotta change one of them to a 1. There you
Yeah.
go.
But the one thing that I do have to do is change all of the player names that I have up during the draft stuff.
Ah, yes. That is the downside of having that extra detail.
Yeah, especially
See, I
because
don't
they're
bother. I can't be bothered. If you don't know who's on the teams, that's your problem. Like,
I just like to do it for the casual fans,
uh-huh,
like the bunny coos of the world.
Love Lynch Draco in the league chat. He's like, you guys want to pick a side already so we can send out our finals win to meet the PSR? I'm like, damn. Lynch Draco believes in PSR and he believes in us, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know why. I wouldn't believe in us.
So,
All right, let me. I have to do something really strange now. And then something else that I did this time was like adjust teams' names or their abbreviations so that they like kind of fit. And that takes time now too, but that wasn't too long. So I typed out a code. All right. Oh, I'm starving. I shouldn't have skipped dinner.
oops.
But the beer league takes precedence.
Yes. League before food.
Yeah. All right. Can we gambling time? Oh boy, yeah. Can anyone? Bunnycoo, could you make a I don't know, a gamba? Potentially, yeah. Hey. Yeah, okay. Oh, I still have to do this. Done. Transition that. All right. All right, bans. Exact same bans coming through.
Yeah, so far, the teams, they don't want to ban different. They know what they don't want to see.
I don't know. I still think if like Sawdude on Kane, it is working. I don't really think he has other champs to throw in the mix.
Oh, they do change one thing. They
The Zyra.
yeah, they didn't like the Zyra apparently.
I mean, Zyra
Okay.
poke is very annoying.
True. No, that makes any dive you do is a lot dicier too, because you have those stupid plants in the way, constantly slowing you.
Right. So I mean, I don't know. I think the poke honestly just annoyed really bad Zed a lot. Or sorry, Mpex in the bot lane, like just
That's
the
fair.
Corki Zyra poke as Jinx, like not really gonna want to deal with that. I do like PSR picking away from Mpex because Corki is one of the champs that he does prefer to play.
Mm.
And he's obviously just a super strong champion right now too.
Yep. You just have to be a little careful when you pick Corki, because if you're
Ooh.
he has a short range ADC at the end of the day. So
Right, and we've got a Cog mode right now.
yeah, we actually had this matchup when we played versus BW in game 1, and we had the Corki and they had the Karma, and what it ended up coming to the point where we couldn't team fight because the Corki just could not get close because they had Malzahar and Kog'Maw, and Kog'Maw has the huge range advantage and he shreds tanks, and Malzahar is too terrifying to walk up to his short range ADC. So it is risky to pick Corki. It can work. It's definitely really strong, but you have to really be on the ball and being aggressive for it to function. So I mean, PSR is good at that. So I do like the pick.
Yeah, I like it. I think I like the Garen here for Rowdy fan as well. Like he had a very solid game last game. I think he only died once.
Yeah, and Kog'Maw's another champ that's really immobile. It's hard to peel a Garen off of whenever Garen has sums.
So I'm really hoping that Milio does stick with his Kog'Maw just for the soccer ball purposes. And the extended range as well. Like this Kog'Maw should have a field day against these current champs that we're seeing.
Yep. As long as the front line holds for ABW and they're not getting picked off, they should be good to go so far.
Okay, I'm really not happy with ABW banning Hui here.
It is an odd ban for sure.
I do understand that Rowdy fan has played it, but I think more often than not,
it's going to be Garen mid again, right? Like
there's a very good chance it's going to be Garen mid.
Yeah. So.
And Yone is still available. So clearly,
do you want to pick it against Garen though?
Yeah.
Garen and Lulu.
That's true. Lulu, she's like a Malzahar for supports almost.
Yeah, she polymorphs you. She ults the carry. You're sad. You're slow. The carry's too tanky to kill. You just hope you can E away and live.
Right.
I'd like to see something more ranged here, and there it is. Cassiopeia mid. I like that a lot.
I do too. It's really annoying. Real Bad Zed is pretty strong with it as well.
Yep.
No, I have to change the music going on in the background. Whoops. It's playing some of Trevor's, then it automatically goes to like arcane music. Can't really use that. Ooh. Trevor on the Nocturne. I'm liking this.
Yeah, I really like that a lot. I think Nocturne is a really annoying champion to play against in coordinated play.
Ooh.
And Trevor definitely has the what he takes to make work. Are they gonna go Malzahar? So is it gonna be Garen top?
Are we
Did they
definitely not
bamboozle
wrong?
him?
Ooh, it is Garen
Oh,
top.
there you go. Okay.
So we
It's
were
gonna be Xerath
definitely
mid.
both wrong. Yeah.
I do like the Xerath pick a lot. I think Xerath outranges that entire team of ABW very easily, and ABW does not have the level of like engage to really punish that. I think. Please don't go Tom Kench. I'm begging you. Please don't.
You don't want the Tom Kench top lane?
No, I don't. I really don't. I mean, the
But-
only reason I would like it is so you could
Eat the
Kog'Maw
Kog'Maw?
to save them from a Nocturne. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I'm assuming that's what their thought process is that they want to use ult on the Kog'Maw to save the Kog'Maw from Nocturnality or Garen. I'm assuming that's why they picked it, or the primary reason they picked it. But yeah, okay.
One
PSR
thing.
pulling a
Mhm.
PSR pulling a bit of an audible, putting the Garen top, fooled both of us.
One thing that I would really love this game, although I know it's not going to happen, is for Sawdude to go Blue Cane.
You think?
I would love if he did do it. I know he won't.
Okay.
It's just not his playstyle.
Yeah.
But,
I
like-
just
You can I think he could definitely catch out the Corki or the Xerath at times and just obliterate him.
I want to agree with that, but I also think that Nocturne or Garen could just clap him, or Lulu could just cock block him too easily. So I don't like the blue can for that. But yeah, I don't like red can a ton here either, to be honest. But I mean, red cane's just busted in general. So I'm gonna give Sadu the benefit of the doubt with how
Mhm.
well he's played this series.
Yeah.
So I'm actually gonna take a
Yep.
few minutes break here while we're waiting. So I'll
for
be
it.
back.
All right, I'm going to get some water too, so we'll be good. See you all in about 3 or 4 minutes once draft wraps up. Alrighty. Perfect time,
I
Jack.
see where. I feel like using Trevor's little music thing he put together for Game 3 is a little too biased, but
Yeah, tomato
for a game
potato.
for a game that he's playing in, but that's okay.
I mean, if you want to create some music for Thursday night, I'm sure we can make it happen for, you know.
There you go. Yeah, no, I'm afraid my technical skills are not on that level.
You
I
just
put
have to,
work on a mid. You think I know how to work a computer?
you just have to believe in yourself.
All I have to do is press W on the wave, bro. That's all I gotta do.
All right. Are we gonna get? I'm gonna see a 5-man from PSR.
Yeah, I do too.
Like, I feel like they have kind of let us down.
Yeah, and they got back up to 4 TPs again.
All right, they're ready. They're back to their bread and butter.
Yep. I would really like to see just somehow more pressure on the Kane early game. I think Sawdude has gotten through the early game basically for free in both games 1 and 2, and that's really bit them badly. You know, when you get that red Kane out at 10 minutes or whatever, it is just really difficult to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, you know, once Kane gets that momentum and gets that transformation, it's hard to turn it around. So you kind of need to find a way to delay it somehow. I don't know how realistically you can do that, but
I
feel like
mean,
they kind of have to.
yes.
You know, they won last game on basically a miracle macro mistake by ABW,
Mhm.
right? So you can't. They're playing so close to the fire with the way they're letting Sawdude just get big every game. So
Yeah, I do think it is going to be a little bit more difficult this game, just because with Nocturne, you're going to want to just power farm all of your camps to get level 6 as soon as you can to impact the map and really just take down MPEX.
Yep.
But already we have a massive gold lead, or we did have a massive gold lead for Rowdy with 12 extra gold to start the game.
Perfect. Do that 3 more times, you can almost afford a potion.
Exactly. It's kind of genius gameplay.
Yeah. I will say, one understated effect of going the Xerath mid here is that it's less incentive for Kane to gank early because he really wants those red stacks. And the only place he can realistically get them is either to gank top or fight the Nocturne, which I don't know if you really want to do either of those things. So it could be hard for him to actually get his form in a timely manner this game. That is some very aggressive positioning by the Milio there. He is... I don't know if I would do that, my friend. That is wild.
Well, that's the difference, you know, between you and someone that knows how to play support.
Apparently, yeah. I mean, normally when I'm level 1 and they're level 2, I kind of back up a little bit, but
Right.
Rostein does not care. I'm level 1 Milio. The world is my oyster.
Well,
I do not care.
I think in his defense, like there was just a minion dying to the Lulu that let both the bot lane for PSR hit level 2 faster.
Yeah.
Because you could see Briar's cute feet. Corky was also just playing so far back. But yeah, both junglers just power clearing toward bot side. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we did see an early fight after these final camps are cleared out.
Yep.
Just because Trevor does like to make his impact on the world known.
I was actually a little surprised that Nocturne apparently clears faster than Kane for the game.
Yeah, and I would like sometimes liken it to just it being Trevor. Oh no, we're having a disconnect. That timing is so unfortunate because you can't pause during this timing, like during a battle. But it just really sucks because
yeah, that's really unfortunate. I think he would have been. I think he would have been late to the play.
Although
anyway,
they aren't even okay.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think he probably would have been too late to the play anyway, just because of how extended the ABW bot lane was. But the disconnect definitely seals it.
Well, I wasn't even like thinking for that purpose. It was more so just like for the scuttle crab afterward. Like
that's true. That is true.
He was in the area, but I mean, it is what it is. He wasn't going to get to that bot lane in time. But yeah, Lynn Strako in the chat, like, you're not supposed to pause during team fights, or any fights really. So ABW did have to wait until, you know, everyone was in the clear.
Yes, no, that is. It's considered good manners to not pause in the middle of a fight.
Well, it's actually in the rules as well.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, because
I guess I've never seen it happen.
We called them out on it once, like somewhat jokingly, just because like the fight was over. But I think that stuck with them this time because they did take a while to ready up or like to call the pause this time. But yeah, like you're just not supposed to call pause and be like, "All right, guys, this is the game plan. We're gonna do this, this, and that." Like,
you know, I actually find it funny. I think ABW did actually do that to us when we played them, because I remember we had one play where the corgi was like caught out, and like I was behind him as Malzahar, so like right when I'm about to press Ahar on him, they paused the game, and I'm like, guys, like,
right, and like
it didn't matter in the end. He ended up dying because I was playing Malzahar ulti at that
right,
point, but
and like I do know that a lot of them are, you know, in the far northwest. That is Alaska, but so like, and like just because I know them, I feel like I give them a little bit more grace.
Yes.
But it
or
is
more crap depending on your mood that day.
Yeah, right. Like, but like I think knowing them, it also makes it easier to just be like troll them a little bit, and them knowing like that I don't mean it.
Yes.
Maliciously.
That's basically me and Rihi's entire back and forth flame war now.
Oh, I thought you guys always meant it and that you actually hated one another, because that would make Thursday's matchup so much better.
Oh, and don't get me wrong. I've always kind of hated Rihi ever since the very first game I played.
Is it because he's better looking than you?
Definitely.
According to the rumors. According to the rumors.
It's not because he counterpicked my Mundo with Gwen, and I never got to pick Mundo the entire rest of the series. It's not or the rest of the season, not because of that.
Definitely not because of that.
Nope. Game 1, my first season. I pick Mundo top, he picks Gwen, I don't get to play the game, I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how Barely's gonna be. Got it. Thank you, Rihi.
It happens. One thing to note here, Mpex... Wait, sorry, never mind. Bromstein gonna be caught out, forced to use the flash.
Yeah, they might get Mpex here still. He's
slowed. He does have barrier, and he is gonna be forced to pop it, and they're not gonna look to dive.
Yep.
Kane is looking for something, but Trevor cleared all of his camps already. We do have grubs popping up soon. Not sure if Kane's going to be able to get in here to do anything, but he should be able to get some orbs at least. Going to force the flash out from SDK, so he should be able to just move on over to those grubs. They see Trevor starting up the dragon, so let's get some of that. But yeah, I was gonna say Mpex, you know, wisely got boots. Really bad said, I don't know if he's ever gonna buy them this game. He might just delay as long as he can, you know.
Yep. Explains why he's so bad on Zeds, because he doesn't buy boots.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, although I will say huge CS lead.
For I just noticed that.
Mid. Yep.
Oh.
And Sado trying to get his first Grubble by himself, but the Garen is able to rotate into deny one.
He did deny one, but he also gave Kane one orb as well, so who's the real winner there?
We'll get our PR departments working on it to figure that out.
Okay, can I even look at anything for this guy? No, hold on, let me.
I don't believe that you can. In Spectator, I don't think there's anything.
No.
I don't think there's. Yeah, I don't believe in Spectator there's anything you can look at to see the progress. You just have to kind of guess. As far as I know.
Yeah. Oh.
I think. Oh. Early level 6 for Nocturne. He's gonna go ahead and get an ulti on Mpex, but he should be able to just walk on out of this. They don't have the best follow up in bot lane to set up ganks, so they need to be careful here. They could easily just go on him again.
Yeah.
I felt like more of the damage from that gank was less from doing the damage and more getting the lane slow pushing back towards the Corki and the Lulu, because now like they're terrified to walk up.
Right, but the Corki just like blew his entire load on that wave,
Oh, right before the gank is that
Well,
what
no,
happened?
like
I felt
just
like
now. Like he could have had a massive
yeah.
freeze, like,
Oh, okay.
but instead he decided not to. Kane is level 6.
He's too busy looking up Briar feet picks to learn wave management.
That's true. Good.
So I understand it. It's a mistake we've all made.
Yeah. Saw dude gonna smite the camping. Get out of there in time. But he is gonna be met with Demacian justice. Okay. Not too much gonna be happening up here. Jojo will have to get this wave crashed. Bunnyku,
say
don't
it-
worry
it-
about what the casters are talking about. You're not casting.
Yes. Yeah, relax. We got it under control, I promise. Like,
We're allowed to have one like unhinged casting moment.
I mean, if he's gonna name Briar's cute feet, I mean, come on.
Right.
It's open season on comments with a name like that. So.
Yeah. And then blame it on being hacked. You know?
Yep.
It's a good cover story. Kane, not really sure what you're doing down there. If you poor gank attempt.
Yeah.
But while he's doing
There's
that,
no
Trevor's
There's no dragon.
there's no dragon, but
Okay.
we do have some Briar's cute feet, and I think Sawdude does want to gobble those up. Unfortunately,
not great gank set up really for either bot lane, so it's hard for either jungler to gank it.
no. And
Yeah,
the worst part
should've
is, yeah,
should have just been farming. Got a lot of camps up. It wasn't worth it, I don't think. But
yeah, and like that's the other thing is Trevor's just in his top quadrant taking all of his camps. Going mid, good flash by really bad Zed. Not sure if it's gonna be in time. Great ult coming through. Trevor's just gonna live. Ult coming through from Rowdy Fan as well. Whole lot of damage, not a lot of death. But Sawdude realizes like, hey, Trevor's low.
yep.
I can at least take some of his camps. He's gonna be forced to recall.
Not quite a kill there for Mr. Kench, but he is kind of bullying that Garen up there. And good job to dodge those Xerath ultis even without buying boots on the Cassiopeia.
Right. Like imagine not buying boots on a Cassiopeia.
Right? Like you're in a squishy and a mobile mage. You need boots. Come on, dude. Buy the boots.
Right. I mean, although in his defense, he hasn't been playing mid lane that long like this season, so.
That's true. He might just not be familiar that boots are important.
Right. Sawdude gonna get exhausted, gonna get
Sawdude's-
polymorphed. He should be able to get out though, because Kane is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Kane's fair and balanced.
I can't say anything because I play a Akali, so. So yeah.
That's true. Kali doesn't do what Red Kane does later in the game, though.
No,
If
she
only.
doesn't. She does what Blue Kane does.
Yeah, I wish.
She does
I
plenty
wish
enough.
Akali. I wish Akali could poke people like over
Oh.
walls while moving at 5,000 ms. Like that'd be awesome.
You just have to press E, hit it, and then hit it again to fly back.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Alright. Looking for both bot lanes to reset. Grubs are back up on the map.
Yeah, another very slow late game for kills. Up 11.5 minutes, not a single death yet.
Yeah, it's like these two teams are just afraid of making the one mistake. Although PSR has been trying. Like they've put a lot of effort into bot lane and into mid. They will be getting all of the grubs this game. Well, 5 of the grubs. 4 of the grubs.
I think it's just a lot of these there's just not very good gank set up really anywhere on the map for either team. So they're gonna go ahead and get the was it 4 grubs there? So they'll get the grub buff. Should be able to take the dragon in return. ABW, take the dragon in return, please. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think the slow-paced game, I would assume it would help out ABW a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
But honestly, with the way that they've been attempting Barons, and Nocturne does have an ult. He's going to fly in. No flash available for the Cassiopeia, but I'm not sure if enough is going to happen.
Not enough damage.
Ult should be coming through from Rowdy Fan. But just ABW's unwillingness to make sure that Trevor is dead before starting a Baron. Like, I don't care what the score is. with him being
Yeah.
alive. Like, if you're gonna 50-50 it, like,
Especially with Nocturne. I mean, Nocturne's like impossible to keep out of the pit. Because all he has to do is have a blue ward in his pocket, and he
Right.
can blue ward somebody in the pit and ult them.
so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Very nice kickball by Bromstein there. That's gonna totally turn this fight. Although Impact is gonna get a little too excited afterwards.
He's gonna get pretty low. Gonna force out the TP from Trevor. Unfortunately, Trevor doesn't have ult.
Yeah.
That would actually be a pretty disgusting play if he did do that, though. JWM missed that tonguing, so he's probably lagging. Ooh, gonna eat up the Garen.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately,
SDK,
Garrett's
so
got flash. He's gonna be able to get out of that.
flashing away, but JWM goes back in. Might be able to get a nice little lick a tongue, get a little stun as well. Kane should be able to dive in deep if need be. As so. First blood only took 14 minutes.
Perfect.
And if your money was on Zesty Queso dying first because he died 9 times last game,
there you go. You won your bet. Took you a while, but that should be red for him for Kane, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what I just saw, that he just got red for him. So, am I right? Come on, Sadu, show me. Damn you, Sadu, you make me look bad. Never mind.
not yet. I don't know.
I saw him. I saw what looked like an animation that made it look like he just got red for him after that kill was over, but apparently not. So,
Rift Herald.
if you're being done, that should just be an easy take for PSR. They got 3 people here. There's Kane. Just kind of let it go.
Yeah, I think if you're bot lane for ABW, just try and poke out Corki. Put so much damage on him. And then I guess just crash his wave and do it again. You know, Nocturne, you know that he's going to be on the top half of the map. You don't have to worry about him at all. The only thing you'd have to worry about would be a Rowdy fan, but he's going to be going back mid, not going to have his Arcane Assault or whatever his ultimate's called to unleash.
Yeah, I actually don't know what it's called, even though I played Zerath. I actually don't know.
Right of the Arcane.
Right of the Arcane.
That was close enough. Arcane.
Close enough, yeah. I will say I think this game is very much in ABW's favor the longer it goes, just because they have Kog'Maw and Cassiopeia, whereas you know, they have Corki and Zerath on the other side, and I think just the 2 ABW carries just scale a lot harder than they do for PSR.
I'm good.
So, you know, the only champion that doesn't really scale particularly well on ABW
Flash
is
up a King.
Tom, but he doesn't have to. And yeah, bit of a play
And
break out here.
he can still scale pretty well. Like, he's got
I mean, he'll do his job.
his Heartsteel.
He won't be 1v5. He won't be like solo killing people anymore. But he'll do his job. He'll be a big beefy catfish frog thing.
What I would really like is for this Kane to transform before Dragon Fight.
Yeah, right. Like, come on, bro, hurry up! It's 16 minutes in. It's time.
Yeah.
Time to wake up.
You know, you hit your sweet 16. You're an adult. Just transform.
Yeah, I mean, I was right on the money at the beginning of the game too about him having a hard time getting his transform in a timely manner, because there's just not melee chance for him to fight.
Right. I mean, one thing that he could have done is just get like the orbs for blue form and then just wait out that timer, because that's gonna be a lot better than just banking on ganking the Garen and fighting Trevor.
Yeah. I mean, he has to have it by now. Once he backs, he just doesn't want to back yet. It has to be, right? Like, this is a really late.
He's got 1,000 gold, though. And, like, I really don't want to fight Dragon with 1,000 gold in my pocket.
Yeah.
And I think...
He was thinking about it.
He was thinking about it. He's like, guys, I can definitely transform.
I don't have time, and PSR is in much better position.
No, they've got 5 people down here.
Yep,
someone's definitely going to get caught out.
Yep, they need to bail right now. They need to get back to that tower.
Don't worry about that dragon.
That's just. I think at this point you just recall.
Oh, we have TP coming in. We've got a team fight.
Cassiopeia's off on the side, which is
Oh,
actually.
and he gets a
I said,
3-person
what a
alt.
scary play.
Saw,
He has a
dude.
Fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic 3-man Cassiopeia ultimate. Meanwhile, ADC duel in the bot lane. It's going to be rudely.
Briar's cute feet.
Have Lulu
Gonna
put her hand on the scale to put that in Corki's favor, and in the end, ABW actually comes out ahead of that because of a massive ulti from the Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
Not
1-for-1
only got
trade.
the 3-man stun, but got the W on them afterwards to ground them, so they couldn't even like flash out. So okay, ABW, I doubted you, but
what are you doing, JWM? You're going under a turret against a Lulu.
I mean, he's fine, but that was wild.
Right.
I mean, I guess he's fine if he's gonna reset here anyway. But that was.
Yeah.
That was. I mean, he did just get Lulu's exhaust basically for free. So if anything, he's the big brain player here. Fair enough. JWM, fair enough.
I just want to see this guy transform.
I just see he's going to AP build Tom Kench.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna go for the Riftmaker, which I've heard is really good. Riftmaker Tom Kench.
I think I played against an ARAM or so. It's pretty annoying. All right, now it's the time to see Kane transform.
Come on. There we go.
And really bad Zed has to interrupt it.
Wow. He doesn't get stabbed in that version. I don't know. That's not nearly as metal as the regular Kane.
And Zesty Queso taking the first turret of the game in the top lane.
Yeah.
Gold pretty much even up top. Pretty much even in the jungle.
Just mid.
Mid and ADC.
Huge.
Mid is massive.
Huge. Yep. Cassiopeia's basically got perfect CS more or less. And he has not. He's been ganked a bunch of times and he hasn't even come close to dying really.
Yeah.
We want a fight's breaking out here and this looks really good for
Sergeant
ABW.
Mithril, no smite.
Very caught out and she's gonna go ahead and go down. Yep.
2 kills for the Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia's got her 2 big items already.
Yeah.
So she's huge. She's got Seraph. She's got Rod of Ages. She still hasn't bought boots, but...
Still hasn't bought boots. What a strange thought, you know?
Yeah,
Trevor's going to get knocked up, but... Sadu can't really do much. Unfortunately, he can't. He can get into a wall.
Yeah, and
but can't get into a champ to heal.
Very balanced champion is able to avoid that death no problem.
Well, I mean, I don't have any problem with champions like going over walls. You know, Talon, he comes to mind as one of my champions. But going through walls, that's...
Being able to not only go into walls, but stay in the walls, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, come on, to either go through the wall, like Zerius is bullshit too, but at least she doesn't, like, stay in the fucking wall.
Right, she can't decide. It's once you go, you're gone.
Yep.
Oh. Alright, Kane got spotted out somehow. I don't know if he spotted out on... Oh, never mind. Tribe. I didn't see a ward in that pixel brush. I just thought that was part of the river. Okay.
And so far, ABW has played this really well. They've got the better scaling comp. They've got a 1.5k gold lead. They've got 2 dragons.
Yeah, Kane gonna go in, try to take down Sergeant Mithril again. Has the ult.
Yep, they're gonna get him.
Great follow-up coming in though.
Yep.
And
I like Tom Wing into the tower there to make sure, in case something went down, he'd be the one taking tower and not Kane.
Right, and I think
it didn't end up mattering, but it could have mattered. So it was a good play.
Yeah, and I think also just like with Nocturne being in the area and casting that ult, I think Tom Kench could have also eaten the Kane just in case. So, just like so much extra help from this Tom Kench that someone wasn't a big fan of, in draft. But it was also without thinking about it.
Once I thought about it a bit more, I liked it better. It was more just my initial reaction was more like, oh no, not Tom. But now that I thought about it, you got the ulti to save carries against Nocturne ulti. You get all that health. Ooh. I will say,
Mpex using the barrier, but Rowdy Fan not shooting like Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
There's no second shooter this time.
In a league cast today. All right. I was going to say that one thing that makes Tom look a lot better here is that they don't really have % HP damage on
the side of PSR.
On PSR, so that makes Tom look a lot better. so that all that health stacking is gonna get a lot more value than it would be in a lot of games.
Yeah, I kind of just looked at Garen trying to all in that Tom Kench.
Yep, and he's got the Rift Maker of Doom. He's gonna.
Oh,
Ooh,
good flash.
Ooh, that was a nice flash.
Zesty has had some really good flashes, just like this game. I think he's escaped death multiple times with it, at least 3 times. So good on him. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. Dragon is coming up in 8 seconds. Tom Kench is on the top side. He does have teleport. He doesn't really have anything to buy in the shop, so I'm good with him just clearing out this wave and then making his way on down, whether it's by waddle or by teleport.
Yep.
And really bad Zed gonna be
TPing in.
Got her Rylai's.
Yep. Oh, they're gonna go for Kog'Maw, and he's isolated on the
Kog'Maw,
side.
no barrier.
Use
his flash.
Team. That was good position. That was a good movement by Trevor to make sure that he feared him back towards his team like that to run past the Kog'Maw. That was well played. Now ABW I think just has to give this up. They're like really out of position right now.
JoJo loves going after this Lulu so much, and really bad Zed just pops her.
Honestly, that's the play. Like if they pick some enchanter that's good to keep other people alive, like Soraka or Lulu or Janna, you just go for them. Forget diving the carry. Just kill the squishy support.
Right. JoJo going in again.
Yep.
No
ABW.
worries.
I mean, I will give ABW. I mean, ABW has played great, but especially they have not been afraid of anything this season or this series. Like they have not backed down in the face of a challenge at all. You know, they're down numbers. They don't care. You know, they're down a lot in points in top and jungle. They don't care. Like they have not been intimidated at all, and it's been working out really well for them. You know, it could, they could be biting out more than they can chew sometimes, but for the most part, they've done a fantastic job. And Ethiopia is level 16 already. My goodness.
Yeah, she's crushing it. Like 4 levels ahead of the enemy jungler. 7 levels ahead of the other support.
At least she's got the rise to help slow the enemy down, so that her being slow without boots doesn't matter as much.
Right.
But
her being slow without boots. Let's see her movement speed.
Yeah.
428.
And I have to wonder how many people in chat like don't realize what we're doing. You know, like obviously we're memeing on the fact that Cassiopeia can't buy boots, but like. There has to be at least one person in chat like, dude, just shut the fuck up about the boots. We get it. She just want to buy boots.
Yeah.
It's like, lay off, dude. He's 3-0. No, I promise. It's a bit. I promise.
But I mean, like, just think. If she had, like, attack speed boots, so much stronger.
Definitely.
Give her a
Berserker
Zephyr.
Greaves are attack. Berserker Greaves definitely the best boots on Cassiopeia.
Yeah. Definitely helps with your E time. It's like Yasuo. Or no, that's with his Q. I don't know.
Can you imagine if it worked like that? Like if you could build attack speed on Cassiopeia and like your E's would go faster over shorter cooldown, you build Nashor's Tooth Cassiopeia.
Yeah. I mean, her E's are already ridiculous.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. And here we go again, Sergeant Mithril. This is not your game to enjoy playing in.
Yep, poor Lulu. This is the downside of picking an enchanter support.
Yeah.
Like, you can keep other people alive, but can you keep yourself alive?
And the answer is yes, but they're going to have to use their ultimate. Zesty Queso. Doing the PSR special, doing the Pat Jones special.
Yep. Split pushing away.
Split push away. You don't have to fight over anything.
The big difference this game is that the Garen, because he's top lane, he does have TP. They are going to go for a nice dive on the Xerath here, though. Although Radican's playing this really well. He's stalling like a king, and he's going to stall long enough for Nocturne to get here. Do they actually manage to win the fight because of that? No.
No, they did
not. They're just way too tanky.
Great dive.
Way too tanky.
From JWM. Way to save his gray health bar as well. It's Sawdude on a rampage, 4-0-1, saving.
Dude, Sawdude, I mean, like, win or lose this series, Sawdude has to be MVP, right? Like, Sawdude looked at his one on the roster feed and thought that meant he's number 1. Like, he's the number 1. Like, that's what number 1 means on the roster sheet. It doesn't mean he cost one, it means he is number 1. Like, the dude's playing like it. Like, he has made Trevor look honestly bad, like, this entire series.
Yeah.
So, like, holy cow.
All right, hold on.
Sawdude.
I just want to look on the side because Garen is in a bush.
Yep.
And we know Baron is going down. Flash coming out. Great ult, but it's not going to be enough because Garen isn't going to want to chase that.
He was able to get away, and that stalled long enough.
Yeah.
To not be able to
Nocturne. Oh, TP's coming through. Try and stop ABW from getting out, but it's not going to be in time. And Zesty Queso missed a bush or boom plant somehow
I've done that.
as melee.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you stand too close to it and you auto attack it, it can happen.
interesting.
Yep.
I know I've done it as Rengar, like jumping out of a bush,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really frustrating.
Yeah, and
Zestica's still gonna be
PSR is
flashing.
being up way too far forward for no reason.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose 2 here.
Solid, dude. 5-0-2. If
goodness.
I'm playing against ABW and they make it to the finals,
Ban
like
Kane. Ban Kane.
Kane
Like,
might be
leaving
the
Kane-
ban.
Leaving Kane open 3 games in a row with how well he's done is honestly like
Yeah.
someone needs to call Child Protective Services. Like there's clearly some severe neglect going on in the PSR scouting draft planning department that they gave him this Kane 3 games in a row.
That and ego, I feel like.
Or that too, right?
Like,
You know, Trevor is known to have a bit of an attitude in that regard and say, okay, it's not Kane, it's just unlucky games. It's just buddy.
yeah. But once we get a track record of, hey, he's done this for 2 games, and like, yeah, I am Trevor, and yes, I am trying. Like, I got Echo, and I played some Wukong, and he still did pretty darn well. Maybe we should ban it. Soul Point, or
Yep,
Soul
yeah, it's good.
itself coming
Soul
up.
Point's about to come up. Yeah, and this is a potential Cloud Soul, which would be massive.
Lots of movement speed. I do also like it, like, if you have the Milio, to pop that alt.
JWM,
JWM, I guess it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it for Cassiopeia. You know? Especially like with delaying on the boots.
I mean, even without thinking about like the active, just 20% flat move speed all the time is so huge
Yeah.
on a team that relies on kiting the way ABW does.
And I
So-
think going up against PSR, like a team that wants to split push, if you can move around the map a lot faster just by walking, like that's going to be huge. Like Cassiopeia,
Yep.
740, that's not real. That's home guardness as well. But
I just want to say, so far, both of the BW teams. have
500
been-
base movement speed.
Yeah. Yeah, 500.
455, 490, 479, like that's ridiculous movement speed. And like if we look, 395 for Xerath,
It's sad. Yep. Yeah. And
369,
that's before
nice.
and once they cast the ulti, it's a huge amount more too. So,
Right.
Yep. And I just want to say, both the BW teams so far, you know, they may have been the lower seeded teams, but my God, I mean, they have been. I mean, we barely survived BW. Like when we lost game 1 to them, we were really shook, and they made us fight
Ooh,
really
Fan
hard.
forced to flash out.
Yeah, so both ABW and BW have been killing it in this playoffs. We now can ABW close where BW couldn't. We'll see, but so far the top seeds have been struggling with these teams that have B and W in their name. It's not really a pattern. I don't know if they're even related at all, just because they have similar names, but it just stuck out to me. So
Yeah. I mean, it might be. You never know. Maybe one gave
It
their
might
power
be.
to the other and
yeah,
all their points just combined, and now ABW's like a 30-point team.
yeah, there you go.
Because Sawdude is not looking like a 1-point
What?
jungler.
Yeah, once they raised Sawdude up to like 10 points.
Yeah. Well, I think
Seems
that's
like
the
way
other
over
thing
budget.
too, though, is the previous season he was rated 0, so you put a 1 and a 0 together, he's a 10-point jungler.
The math checks out. Yeah, at 1 + 0 = 10.
Yeah.
Right.
Or 1 times 0, whichever one you'd rather do.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that one's a little bit too far.
Maybe. We don't know how good I am at math. I'm not a math major. I took math for teachers.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. That's an actual college course, too.
Oh, goodness. All right, so we got Baron coming up at a minute and a half. I think ABW just chills until the times for Baron, or until it's time for Baron.
Whoa. Oh.
What?
Is SDK, so
that was-
recall just in time.
You know, those close call recalls are fun, though. I enjoy whenever I get away with one of those. Like, you see the ability flying in, it's like, please don't stop my recall.
Yeah, makes sucks to be you. Bot side of the map, we got some split pushing
Yeah.
coming on.
Yeah, both very interesting people to be split pushing, admittedly.
It
but they
is,
do both have TP here,
but
so
no one's recalling, Like,
Yeah. Tom's recalling, but
he's recalling, but it's
this is his Tom.
taking a
He's
long
doing
time. TP
Wait,
coming in.
What? Oh God. Oh
What
God.
are you
okay.
thinking?
He's
Like,
Tom's TPing in. Nocturne's TPing out.
I hate
Okay,
that
so now it's
teleport.
That's a really bizarre teleport in both sides. I'm gonna be
Like,
honest. Like,
number
that was,
one, because the turret
he's
was
lucky it
almost
didn't get
dead.
canceled. Yeah, he's lucky.
And number two, because now you don't have teleport for Baron in 20 seconds.
Yeah, I think he got scared, and he ended up losing the tower anyway. So, yeah, I think he got a little spooked. I think it would have been fine to just accept that tower's going down and just walk there.
Yeah.
But he needs to start moving there now, though. Now that he's not TP, he needs to walk. Like, he needs to not like right now.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Jay,
alright.
hit me up, please.
So he's gonna recall. He's got 1,000 gold. He's probably gonna finish up
Spirit
part
Visage.
of the Spirit Visage. Not sure. Okay, he will be able to
Yep,
complete
he's got-
it.
Yeah.
How much
Thank you
gold?
for that
He
buff, Rob,
barely
to lower the
completed
cost of it. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. They lowered the cost of it by 200 this
Oh,
season.
wow.
So there you go. Taking
Yeah.
advantage of the item buff.
Rowdy fan still has teleport on the Zareth. I'm gonna
Yep.
say one thing is that Trevor is alive. So ABW, please do not attempt to Baron here. Like,
At
you
least
guys
if you're gonna attempt it, you
have
have to really.
Yeah.
Like, do they have any blue wards available? They don't even have a blue ward up right now.
No.
They don't even, Nocturne doesn't even have one. So like they would need to find a way. Garen
Right.
would need to basically ward
But
it in. They're gonna go for it.
Here we go. I mean, you do have
I agree with this
Cassiopeia.
call, yeah.
You do have
They got good
Kog'Maw.
vision. Yep, they're not even gonna try to contest it. They're just gonna push mid instead.
Yeah. You're not gonna have a mid wave or bot wave to work on, but you can use this to get pressure right before the Elder Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope Lulu puts a lot of vision into this bot side map, but she doesn't even have upgraded boots.
Yep.
And we're at 35 minutes in almost. And like that's an actual you don't even have boots. Like
Yeah.
I don't really know.
right. I do notice the Kog'Maw is starting to go into tank items, which I think is the right call.
Mm-hmm.
Once you 3 damage items is enough on Kog'Maw, and now you can just start building Jock Show and whatever you need to survive the dive. Because if it ever gets to a point where they just can't kill Kog'Maw, the game's over. So
Right. And Cassiopeia there, who has the
that's what
Seeker's
happened
Arm
when we played
Guard.
against BW. We caught the Kog'Maw multiple times late in the game. We just could not kill him because he has like Wit's End and Jock Show and Merc Treads and like I don't even remember what all he had, but the point is that there was a tanky dude. Like we were hitting a Moo Lux combos on him, and he was not dying.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why you built tank. I like it.
No, what I'd really like here is for ABW to try and push mid. Like, don't have your jungler pushing bot lane. Like, have TK pushing bot. Like, use your Baron buff to your advantage.
Yep.
Like, it's a buff for a reason. Like,
How many
and
TPs
we're gonna get
PSR
some fighting.
TPs to play with.
Trevor is going to be taken down pretty soon. Lulu ult's not going to be enough. Rowdy using the Zareth ult. Zesty's going to go down. Is this it? Do they even need Elder? Maybe, because they don't have any waves.
Nope. And Garen goes in the back.
Corki.
Nice Zanyas by Cassiopeia.
Going down for the first time this game, unfortunately.
Someone should be going to catch this mid wave. I think this is it.
TK's catching mid.
Well,
Cassiopeia's getting the other part of mid as well. Also does have teleport. Not really sure what that Q was from Zareth, but I wouldn't be upset if Really Bad Zed hit the recall. Just TP back.
Yeah, I think this is the moment. Seize the moment. Eminem song. Blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
you gotta capture it. Don't let this one slip.
Yep. Don't let it slip.
Here we go. The slippery Cassiopeia is gonna be basing. I want them to wait until some minions start getting hit by these turrets. There we go.
Yep.
And
oh wow, I realized I've been watching the beer league stream the whole time. I've been behind. Okay, never mind.
Oh, sorry about that.
So, that's okay.
And this
way farther
is
than I
game.
thought. That's it. ABW pulls off the upset. Wow.
GG's.
They did what I said. They didn't get rattled at all. They played exactly the same way as they had been doing the first 2 games. They weren't. If they were shaken by losing game 2, they didn't show it at all. So they got punched in the mouth in game 2 out of nowhere, and they held on and they pull off the upset of the playoffs so far. And you better believe I'm gonna be flaming Trevor in the league chat.
All right, so here's the thing. You know how we said that Sawdude should be rated 10. All right. How many kills did they win by? Can you see that
they
or
won by
no?
10. There you go. Yeah.
All right. How
I can.
much gold did they win by?
It looks like 10K.
Yeah.
There
So
you go. See, the math is there.
the math is
Numbers are all
mathing.
lining up.
1 plus
Yep,
0
dude,
is 10.
10-pointer.
He's a 10-pointer.
Yep.
All right. So before we end the stream,